We all danced in fire, trapped in this Hi, chat.
Hi, chat.
Akka's still not used to my just 5 minutes flat timer.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought it would be 5 after the hour.
Oh, it's dog time. It is. Welcome, Requiem. Welcome, Sly. Welcome, Pro Bono. Welcome, Hurtbox. Welcome, Hero. How is everyone doing tonight?
Oh, goodness. I'm doing okay.
Good. Oh, have you
I'm
shrunk?
shrunk. What?
At least you're on time, unlike the octopus.
I don't know what you mean. I was sitting in this call for half an hour before you got here.
You were. Akka was here actually a long time before I was.
It is you that was not on time, good man.
Yes, I was.
Sorry, I have a mild headache for some reason. It just decided to pop up. Pretty sure I'm drinking enough water, but
Indeed. Slime for 2, Dogwave tax, also head pats for the crew. Let's go.
Very much appreciated. Right now I'm playing a 7 out of 10 game because it has too much water.
So, we actually talked about that on Magma's stream not long ago.
Yeah.
But that does seem to be like that review that we saw, like the IGN's too much water thing.
Mm-hmm.
Does seem to be copy pasted from the Pokemon review and not actually there on the website. Both me and Magma have looked into that, and
I'm still gonna to make a joke out of it though.
That's fair. Tab, has anyone told you that you have the laugh of Woody from Toy Story? His like sneaky maniacal laugh from the first one? No, no one's told me that one.
I don't see it though. Personally. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yes, I did hear about the news. I'm intentionally not talking about it because there's no reason to talk about it.
Yeah, there's no reason to talk about it. Basically the basic version of the Silver Real stuff is she's dealing with stuff.
No need to talk about it
behind the scenes. And I say, let her grieve and mourn in private.
Yeah, there were some people that were being crazy about it, and I'm just like, listen, if she's not making it like a big deal, you shouldn't make it a big deal either.
Yep.
And some people were acting like her talking about it is a big deal, and I'm just like, you guys are kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, chat, we have a fun evening ahead of us. A couple nights ago, I lost more sleep than I wanted to. Not last night. Last night's a whole different story. A couple nights ago, I ended up taking screenshots of the entire EULA from Subnautica 2. That took way longer than it should have.
You should have just made a video, like, scrolling it.
I could, but I wanted to grab everything so I could just, like, grab it and read it.
He wanted to waste time, chat.
You know what? It's doing my due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
But, to be fair, I don't even know if we're going to be reading the entire EULA because this thing was ungodly long for no reason.
Was it?
Yeah. It took me about, half an hour, 45 minutes to just get everything from the EULA into the docket. So we have that tonight, which would be great. Chat, please, no fighting in chat. Otherwise, we have a lot of stuff tonight. Basically stuff from Katakawa, stuff from Subnautica, which is Crafton, stuff from the new Glitch show Gameaverse.
Which I refuse to watch because Aaron Hansen is in it.
Yeah, he's involved with it. Yes. So we're gonna go over a lot of stuff from that. I did grab some stuff in case you weren't aware of what it was, but since you've told me that, you are definitely very aware of what it is. So
Yeah, I am aware enough to know it is Glitch's new thing. However, again, I refuse to watch it because he is involved.
yeah, everyone is simping for the cat girl. Oh yeah, everyone is definitely
cute, but
she is. In fact, I think the show. Because here's the thing, Aaron Hansen, as far as I'm aware, he has only written part of the pilot, and he is voicing a couple of characters.
I still think that he should not be involved in it at all.
I mean, that's fair.
He's a horrible voice actor. He doesn't know how to write. His projects have all sucked. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I agree, but there's some things about this show that I feel like might help redeem it, at least in my eyes, with Aaron's involvement. So we're gonna get into that tonight. So yeah, how did your week go?
Oh, you should have said how was my weekend.
Eh.
It was fine. I switched my my work schedule, so now I am back on Monday through Thursday schedule, which means that hump day is going to be reduced, but that's okay. I'm going to be honest with you, that's fine with me. Wednesday is going to be really fun in that case. And yeah, I got a new video coming out tomorrow. That'll be fun and exciting. I wanted to make 2. Made 1, laid down for a brief 15-minute nap. Ended up being a 45-minute nap, and then I was like, all right, I'm not feeling it the rest of the day, and I hate that.
Okay. I don't watch Glitch show because the fan base is as bad as Rooster Teeth fans. Yeah, it's fair. I still need to watch Amazing Digital Circus.
I think it's a good show. I just hate the fans.
Yeah, I think that's just in general, like just about everything is just, the fans tend to be a little up in their ass about it. But that's just about everything these days.
Pretty much.
Pretty
much. Interesting.
My week was interesting.
Yeah.
Computer had several heart attacks this week.
But you're a computer expert. You should know how to.
I might have figured it out. In fact, what's funny is you're the one that sent this to me on how, and we'll probably end up touching on it later if I remember to pull it. On Tuesday, Microsoft was pushing updates.
Yep.
And that, that's fine. Cool. I'm happy to do that. Happy to work. But apparently in their updates, they are pushing OEM drivers for OEM GPUs. So what Microsoft deems is more relevant than your own actual, like, you doing your drivers. So because they did that, which it also broke and made probably just straight up uninstalled my AMD Adrenalin software, I had to go reinstall my drivers from AMD's website. And after that, then we did the repo stream on Tuesday, and then you all saw, whoever was there, was basically
a heart attack.
A heart attack, because it's basically, and this is my theory, I could be wrong about this, it was trying to run OEM drivers on top of actual, like, the proper drivers. So since then, I've reverted back to the March GPU drivers and did a fresh install of that. And since then, everything has been working fine.
Oh, that's good at least.
The only difference now is I'm not getting analytics on my Stream Deck or my AIO cooler for my GPU. But I don't know if that's like another problem I need to fix, or if it's fine. But so far, it's been doing just fine. I managed to do 2 streams of Final Fantasy 14, no hiccups. The other thing I need to test, and I have not actually formally announced that I'm doing this now, but I did start streaming, not streaming, but I did start recording that Monster Hunter World playthrough with like the charge blade thing I talked about last month.
Mm-hmm.
And in one of those times, I ended up like that was one of the times that the ended up crashing, and that's what made me start investigating what really happened. So I need to do that to truly see if I fixed it. But so far, having done 2 streams of 14, I think we're probably in the clear.
I hope so. By the way, I sent you something. I don't know if it's part of your docket, but
let's see.
That is in regards to 3D
not
printing.
that specifically, but there is something related to Bamboo Labs in the docket.
Okay.
So that's yeah. Otherwise, chat, why don't we go ahead and get started?
I do think it's something important. That's what I would have made another video on today. It just never happened.
That's fair. Let me stream this to you. Here, you know what? Since we're talking about Final Fantasy 14, let's start with some Final Fantasy 14 drama. From Seiren, we now have a Final Fantasy 14 PvP cheater streaming for 400 viewers on Twitch. Same as last season, nothing is being done so far. So, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to blow this up so you have a better thing to see.
What am I supposed to be looking at?
I'm streaming in the Discord so you can see what we're talking about.
I am. What am I looking for right now? That's what I'm asking. Watch
how everyone's running, but he's speed walking through the objectives.
Ah, so he's cheating.
Yes, and he's instant casting as a summoner.
How are you able to do? I thought that like that kind of stuff was like managed by the server. Is that just like managed by the profile then?
In this case, I'm not sure. But this is not good. Now, to be fair, I actually think from what I've heard about this specifically is he actually is doing this to show the vulnerabilities in the game. He's not actually like he's actually putting his account at risk for this, but he's not, from what I've been told, doing this specifically to cheat, but to show that this is very, very possible.
Okay.
So
he's an ethical hacker, is what you're trying to tell me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can see he's just like flying away. Like he's not trying to get involved in fights. Like he does to show that he's like instant casting and everything. But it's not great. But I do think, because Square does care about PvP in 14, I think it's very possible that they either didn't know about this or they are so focused on Evercold development that this is kind of taking a back burner until they can sit down and deal with it. I'm not sure if that's the case, but I thought it was.
How does it work?
I have no idea. I assume it's something similar to do with how people do like DPS like checks when you're doing like ultimate raids, or like how you have the camera pulled out.
Okay.
He's got to be tampering specifically with the communication between client and server. Yeah. So this is not great, but I think.
No, yeah.
Yeah, even it says here, it's like, I always thought the whole point of this guy was to make up a wake-up call from people to see how easy it is to cheat, and for Square to do something funny. People see it as guy actually just flexing. No, you can actually see as he's like doing it. Like if he was intending to cheat, he'd be rushing in there and just slaughtering. He's just showing what is possible with this.
Okay.
Because like he could have won that fight easily right there, and he didn't. He ain't cheating. He's just being a lore accurate summoner. There, can't deny that. So hey, Square, I'm pretty sure they're aware of this. And I'm pretty sure there's probably someone working to fix this.
You can hope so.
Yeah.
The PvP group has to be different from the regular group.
I'm sure it is. But considering they actually hold tournaments for the PvP scene, I'm sure that like this is definitely on their radar.
Uh-huh.
So that's interesting. I see no problem.
Yeah, I would agree. It's indeed interesting. Yeah, fuck PvP.
I like PvP in 14, actually. I've been doing it on my stream character daily, and I've been having a blast with it.
Gross.
Let's see. I caught this one, and this one was, but why? 4 new live-action Fast and Furious TV shows are in the work at Peacock, stating, from Vin Diesel, for the last decade, we have realized that the fans have wanted more. They've wanted us to expand the legacy characters and their stories.
I mean, that's why they're doing it, Tim.
Right, but,
there's a demand for it.
how many movies are there?
Does it matter?
I will be honest.
There's 7 Harry Potter movies.
At some point, you need to let it die.
Not if people want more.
People haven't wanted more for a while.
How do you know?
Because every time, well, the last 2 movies that came out for the franchise is just a lot of, but why?
Yeah, but how has the reception been?
That I don't know.
Okay, I was gonna say, what's the public's reception, not your reception?
No, that's fair. That's very fair. I don't know, but I know the franchise started out as like a racing thing, and now apparently is in space.
Yeah, why not?
So, I mean, I guess if there's a market for it, great, but it can't die until they give them Super Sentai powers. I mean, it might be going in that direction.
Why not? I say do it.
There is a bright side to it, though. Apparently, Vin Diesel is heavily involved in the directing of these shows. So it's not like he's just like, oh, hey, we're doing this. It's like, no, he's actually involved. And I know he's been involved in the directing of the movies for quite some time now, too.
Right.
Temp, you like Sonic? Remember that in your glass house.
Lamau.
Fair. You know what? On that note, I guess I should bring it up.
Shock Temp. I agree, chat.
From Jeff Fowler, that's a wrap on Sonic 4. On behalf of these amazing cast and crew, we have filmed the best Sonic movie yet and cannot wait to share.
It's like what? Coming out in a year?
This comes out in March.
Okay.
Less than a year. I know
I should be able to edit it in that time.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I'm going to bring this up momentarily, but I love the fact of like the metal Sonic like thing in the back. Like that's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That looks. When you look at the other models they used for like.
Chat, he's geeking out. What? You are?
Compared to the other movies, with like the models they used, this is way more detailed. I almost wonder if maybe this isn't the model they used for Metal Sonic. And maybe just like a prop.
Well, isn't a good chunk of Metal Sonic going to be CGI anyway?
Oh, yes. Well, yeah. In fact, I know it's dangerous, but I think someone pointed out... Okay.
Why is it dangerous?
It's very dangerous to scroll down in the comments, but basically they showed the difference between the different like models they used for like Sonic in the first 3 movies. Because like the first 2 were Sonic, the third one was Shadow, and then this one obviously Metal. But all of them were like very low quality. Like they looked like weird. Because like the first movie was like the old looking Sonic, the one that we literally bullied them into changing.
Right.
The second one was the proper model. The third one was Shadow, and then the fourth one is Metal Sonic. So it is just massively looks different every time. And now, like, to this point, we're getting lore accurate looking Metal Sonic here, and not just some like weird claymation looking mock-up that was in the last 3 ones for props. Assuming there won't be massive reshoots.
I mean, I shouldn't. I mean, if they said they're done, there's no
they
reason
said
for
they're
them to
done.
go.
And Jeff Fowler, and remember, Jeff Fowler has been the director of all of the 3 major movies. So
yeah, I don't see any reason for them to need to redo stuff.
Yeah, the fact he's already confidently saying they've filmed the best of the movies yet, that he's holding himself to a very high bar of what they've done. So you know what? That's some confidence.
Yeah, I would say he's definitely confident about it. I mean, the last couple of movies, unless you're Movie Bob, the last couple of movies have been just fine. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I love the first one. I think out of the 3 of them, the sequel, Sonic 2, is my least favorite.
Okay.
With the third one being, in my opinion, the best one. Why does Eggman create robot furries of humanoids? Okay, so there's a reason he created Metal Sonic the way he did. The point was to be an exact replica. In fact, it has been lore proven that Metal is as fast as Sonic, which is an impressive feat. So we'll see if this is, ultimately good. But in fact, I think this is even more confidence into how this is going. Colin O'Shaughnessy, the voice actor for Tails in the games and now the movies, says she will be working on her lines for Tails in a couple of weeks. So we're already getting the voice actors started.
It's interesting that they don't work on them until after shooting is done.
Well, that's the thing, is you think about it, that could be in relation to, like, if they're not going to bother with reshoots, like, wait till the movie's done, see how it comes out, see how the, people enjoy it, like the executives, and how it fits, and then do it. Because if they need to do reshoots, might as well do it before getting the actors back into the studio to do their lines. Because here's the thing, you have your script already done.
Right.
So if you need to make adjustments to the script after the reshoots, you might as well wait to start recording your lines.
No, I get that.
Now, I have not heard anything more than just this and the fact that they're done filming. But what this does mean is we will very likely have a trailer soon. Like, we've already had a teaser, and that was released during the Mario Galaxy movie release window. Like, I even saw the teaser for it in theaters.
You know what? I don't think I did. I'd have to ask Mizu if he saw it when he went to see the movie.
So, the fact we got the teaser already, I would probably say,
I guess there's a chance I could see it when I go see the Amazing Digital Circus in theaters.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Oh, excuse me. Which is coming up soon.
When is Comic-Con?
July.
July. Okay. Then that is probably when we're going to see our first proper trailer. That makes the most sense to me, because by that point, you should at least have the lines done for Sonic and Amy. Which are it's Sonic, Amy, and I would say Eggman, but Jim Carrey is not voice acting for this, as far as we're aware.
Isn't he just acting?
Exactly. So, probably Comic-Con time. July is when we'll see the first trailer. Neat. Ugh. Actually, I probably should turn this on. I realize we don't need dead background noise.
No, we do not.
There we go. Okay, this is... I hope this is still here. I grabbed it in case it's not. Yeah, it still is. This is from the writer and producer of the first 3 Dead Space games, Chuck Beaver. Dead Space 4 is probably not going to happen, even though the series has been as a big and loyal fan base that really loves the games. Chuck Beaver, a writer and producer on the first 3 Dead Space games, explained the reason on a recent podcast by sharing the simple business truth that the numbers just aren't there to make another game. The 2023 remake sold about 2 million copies, but EA saw it as a disappointment because they wanted much higher sales. The older game sold about the same amount. Beaver noted that years ago, a new Dead Space game needed around 5 million copies sales to continue. Yet today, with much higher production costs, that number has jumped to 10 or 15 million. Good lord. It's a bit much.
That is a lot.
He called pure single-player horror games a dinosaur fossil in the game industry now because big companies prefer live service games that keep making money for a long time. He added, "It's disappointing that we can't take a beloved franchise to its logical end, but I understand the numbers." Glenn Schofield, who helped create the series, recently pitched Dead Space 4 to EA with a plan to reuse assets from the remake and save the company $30 to $40 million. But EA still said no. For now, the series is on hold as the team has moved on to other projects.
So basically, there's no merit for it because of the money.
Yeah. Even though one of the creators of the franchise literally said, look, we can even just reuse all the same assets from the remake. And basically reduce the amount of that you have to pay significantly. And
right.
EA still said no, because the remake did not sell, a yacht's worth of money. So
I don't know if a yacht's worth of money is fair. I would say it just didn't sell the money that they wanted to justify it with.
Well, that's part of the problem, though, is that these companies are like, we can spare, $100 million on the development of this, but we have to make back triple of that. You're already it costs way too much to make these games now, and you're wanting double or triple the amount you spent on this. And now you have one of the creators of the series literally telling you that we could dump so much of this money that you would throw into a project down the tube because the remake didn't do well, despite we could probably reduce this by, as he says, $30 to $40 million. That's not a small chunk of change. And a new game with the same assets would probably make around that much, as long as it was good.
Well, I think you have to think the games industry has been really struggling recently. And because it's been struggling, I think some game devs are looking to what is safe, and this might not be safe enough looking for them.
Yeah, that's a tenth of Concord. It is. Speaking of Sonic, I noticed that the Sonic 4 teaser had the motif of his world from Sonic 06. I've gave my theory about that one. And I think that Sonic 4 is going to be the start of probably like a working story arc of leading up to Sonic 06. Or at least the movie interpretation of 06. But we'll see. I have a Sonic question. Do you think they're trying to make Surge the new Shadow and basically color characters having Shadow to do it? Very possible. Actually, yes. Very, very possible. Single-player horror games are a dinosaur. That's Cope. Silent Hill and Resident Evil prove that's Cope. Agreed. I completely agree with that. He's definitely wrong in saying that single-player horror games really don't have a market anymore. Because they do. In fact, they have even more of a market right now because people are sick to death of live service games.
I agree. It's just, again, I think some people need to remember we're in the middle of a cycle where these games were started a long time ago anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of whether or not we want them, they kind of have to let them come out anyway just to write them off.
No, yeah.
So it's going to take a couple of years before that correction comes out and fixes itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me. Because of that, it's just going to suck for a while.
Yeah. Their audience is journalists too scared to review. Yeah. And Dead Space, the remake also came out at a time when DEI was extremely, to these people, lucrative. Like, they needed, DEI was what was going to make them all their money.
I think lucrative is the wrong way of saying it.
I think lucrative is the wrong way to say it.
It's more like saying they were convinced that it was lucrative. I consider it kind of like a smaller bubble for some of these people.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I don't think I think it's unfair to say that like it was lucrative, because it wasn't. It was just they thought it was.
Mm-hmm. When in reality, it really isn't.
No.
And I think for that reason, I think the remake definitely succeeded in the gameplay department, but you could definitely see where some of the underlying modern problems are.
Oh, interesting. $600 million has been liquidated from the crypto market within the last hour.
Oh, interesting.
That's interesting.
EA ran the franchise into the ground. Dead Space 3 was so boring. Dead Space 3 probably had that problem, ironically, because it was a co-op game. Co-op games tend to, like in horror franchises, co-op games are always less scary than single-player games.
I mean, they're always going to struggle because it's a co-op game, and this day and age, who has friends to play video games with?
Honestly, yeah. Well, that was many, many years ago. That was over a decade ago when Dead Space 3 came out.
Still. I feel like LAN parties disappeared over a decade ago, or a little bit more than that.
They wanted DS3 to be RE5. Yeah, they did. And that... I mean, you know what? I can't blame them for trying. That definitely was a market for it. Because Dead Space 3 came out around the same time as Resident Evil 6. So there was definitely a market for co-op horror. Mm-hmm. The question is, could they nail it? And it's very clear, no. They did not nail it. And considering the first two games are beloved, and like, when people talk about horror games these days, a lot of them bring up Dead Space. So the fact that the first two games are just talked about consistently, and the third game flopped that bad, I don't blame EA for basically wanting to shelve the franchise.
I mean, no, I wouldn't blame them either. It's just kind of sad when the only way you'll get it again is if independent people bring it up themselves.
So, I mean, we'll see if they ever do anything with it. I think it's possible they will. We just need a few years for, some leadership changes in EA. Because, the right leader could definitely see this whole pitch as a good thing. Whereas current EA doesn't see that as a good thing.
I just think the current gaming landscape isn't really in the AAA space.
No, it isn't.
I don't
it's
think
in
you
the
should
indie
put a lot
space
of confidence in it.
AAA games are pretty much in the dumpster. There's only a few AAA companies that are actually succeeding, and whether or not you like them, as companies, they are at least succeeding where others are failing. Whereas Activision, EA, Ubisoft, they're all failing. Other things like Capcom, Square Enix are succeeding, because even though they have their underlying problems, they still understand to a degree what their player base wants.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike, as I said, Activision, Ubisoft, EA.
Right. Yeah, I just don't think people should put a lot of confidence in these things getting better right now.
Yeah. Dead Space was the genre-defining game for the space horror. DS2 was great, but wasn't as great as 1. DS3 was a sad end to the trilogy. Yeah. Only guy I know who talks DIS3 is Renault Gaming, and that's mainly for the Brethren Moon. Fair. Brethren Moons, yeah. I might try to pull Magma eventually to play Dead Space 3 with me, because it'd be fun. But we'll see.
Indeed, we shall see.
Let's see.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to find silver in this forsaken game.
Are you playing
Apparently, it's
Subnautica?
not very... Yeah. Apparently, it's kind of difficult to find.
How is Subnautica 2? I asked Mizu, but I'm curious what your opinion is.
It's about the same as Subnautica 1, only I do feel like there's definitely a lot more to it right now.
That's fair.
I'm only like 2 hours into it, honestly. But, and I think the hardest part is just that I can't find any silver, so that I can't upgrade my fucking oxygen tank, so I have to swim back up because I only get 45 seconds of air.
Mm-hmm. Internet Master for 10, the writer is coping. Just because his series failed doesn't mean single-player horror games are dinosaurs. Also, Dead Space 3 wrote them into the bad ending. Earth was Brethren Moon food at the end. Yeah. So, to be fair, and that I feel like there's a chance that, like, if they did a Dead Space 4, it could definitely be like a retcon. You know, we could either like write Dead Space 3 out of existence, or they could do a like find some weird MacGuffin in like a fourth game that basically doesn't go back in time, like go like back before the first game, but maybe like helps them reset what they did wrong.
Okay.
But again, that's a MacGuffin that they would have to explore in a game that's already not getting updates.
Right.
Distance spots relatively early in the game with large spots of silver, but you need a certain device to harvest it. Subnautica 2 has no weapons and no way to defend against the Predator because gun violence. We'll get into that. Chat, actually...
It's not like a new thing, though.
It's not. I didn't put that in the docket, specifically on the devs or the CEO's comments about Sandy Hook, because that was brought up again recently. But I did have some discussions earlier on Magma Stream with Hurtbox about the weapon system in Subnautica 2.
Yeah. I would say, you know, without getting too deep into that, it's not like a new thing. That's exactly how it was in Subnautica 1 and in Subnautica 2. And while I think the creator is kind of retarded about his explanation, the way I would explain it is just, well, in the future, people are weird and crazy. Like if you played this game, you would understand why there's no guns in it. It's because they live in a weird dictatorship of people that don't care about self-protection. And it's just like, that's much better of an answer than just saying, oh, gun violence, you know?
No,
just say,
I agree with that.
like literally just say, oh, they don't live in a society where guns are valued as a weapon of protection.
No, yeah, that's actually very possible.
Which, I'm going to be honest with you, is a very fun way to tackle that if you don't want guns in your video game.
Well, I guess since we're talking about Subnautica, we should actually get into Subnautica.
Yeah.
So Subnautica 2 came out early this week.
Yes, it did.
To some very good reception.
Yes, it made millions of dollars in like the first
In fact, I'm going to pull up SteamDB. Right now it's at 194,000, but it is getting closer into the evening. So I'm not overly surprised by this. Plus, I believe that a lot of people are already coming to the end of what is available for early access.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to keep playing it, because if they've already finished what there is available, there's no reason to keep going with it until more comes out. But it did peak at 467,582 players 3 days ago. And is that better than the first game? Yes, by a very large margin.
Heavy.
In fact, Subnautica 1 had a
'Cause-
24-hour peak of 48,600 players.
Because, like, you have to think, Subnautica was a slow grind in the beginning.
It was, yeah.
This game just had all of the fans that got into it.
Yep, exactly. So, I'm sure Crafton is seething right now.
It's potentially, yeah. Because now they have to pay out that $250 million.
Actually, as far as we're aware, they don't have to yet.
Okay.
From what I've heard, they actually still need, I believe, 6 million copies still to sell.
Okay.
In order to make up like the end goal of the 250 million. So Crafton is set to pay a $250 million bonus to the developers of Subnautica 2 after the game's explosive early access launch. In 2021, when Crafton acquired Unknown Worlds Entertainment, the deal included an earn-out clause. If the studio's revenue from the Subnautica series exceeded $69.8 million, Crafton would owe $3.12 for every additional dollar generated, up to the maximum bonus of $250 million. So the clause specifically was not, oh, Subnautica 2 has to do well. It's the franchise. And they acquired them in 2021. And the constant sales and free games that they've been given for Subnautica 1 and Below Zero, that has already helped push towards the $250 million bonus.
Right.
Subnautica 2 launched in early access, selling over 1 million copies in the first hour and surpassing 2 million in just 12 hours. These figures make it highly likely that the revenue targets will be comfortably exceeded before the court-extended deadline of September 2026. Crafton had previously delayed the release and changed studio leadership to prevent the bonus from triggering. A Delaware court ruled these actions were intended to avoid the payout, ordering the reinstatement of former CEO Ted Gill and granting additional time for the earn-out period. So, for those who don't know, the CEO of Crafton basically consulted ChatGPT on how to get rid of basically Unknown Worlds, but still keep Subnautica. So then have to pay the $250 million.
Thing to do.
And even ChatGPT was like, don't you even dare thinking about this. It was really funny too. But he still said, I still want to do this. You're going to tell me how to do this. So ChatGPT even told him how to do it with the warning of, you shouldn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
He did it, and he fucked around and find out. How he's not, removed from his position, I think it's because Crafton is a Korean company and not American. Because if this was an American company, I promise you he probably would have been booted out.
Yeah, possibly.
So that's kind of like the small version of it. We did
really funny,
have.
It was really funny.
Oh, it was. I know we covered it several times on Dogwave over the last few months. But
their water slug.
Apparently, Subnautica 2 lead designer Anthony Gallegos had addressed the issue of piracy following the game's early access, stating, I cannot condone piracy, but I get why people do. Just to be clear, pirates are going to do their thing. We were all kids once. Money and the economy are very hard. I get it. Gallegos clarified that his main frustration was not with piracy itself, but with those who openly boasted about illicit copies in the official Discord server, stating, it wasn't the piracy that bothered me, it was the people who flagrantly walked in here and waved in the faces of people who were waiting to play legitimately. He also addressed misconceptions about his personal wealth, stating, I'm very much not a millionaire. I don't own a home. I rent. Gallegos added that the team just wanted the best launch possible for our people. Despite the issues, the game has sold over 2 million copies with strong concurrent player numbers on Steam. Yeah. In fact, I totally understand what he's going for here with piracy as well. It's like, look, I'm not mad about the piracy. Just don't go shoving in people's faces. I get why you're doing it.
Which is fair.
And yeah, I don't blame him.
No, I don't really blame him that much either. To be real with you.
Bragging about in the official Discord is pretty gay. Lame and gay. Agreed.
Very much so. Agreed. Yes.
Like, if you're gonna go in your own circles and talk to, like, your own friends about it, that's one thing. But don't go into the official server bragging you got it for free by pirating it.
I mean, that's a good way just to get you banned. I'm gonna be honest with you.
The pirates probably were that were doing this.
I love how you call them pirates.
I mean, it's true.
Excuse me.
But in fact, despite all this, despite the pirates, despite Krafton's own shenanigans, they did release a roadmap for Subnautica 2. So in the next update, so patch 1.1, they're planning to add biomods or biomod systems or improvements, blight encounters, Rex gameplay, vehicle docking and fabrication, PDA databank, and voice logs priority system with...
Yeah, a lot of the PDA isn't filled out yet. I'm going to be real with you.
That's not surprising at all. From what I've heard, the early access is truly early access.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what people are expecting. Like, if people are, like, upset that the game isn't fully fleshed out yet, I'm just like, it's called early access for a reason. That's literally what people paid for when they did it the first time.
Yep, exactly. With planned additions being more passive biomod slots, a storage cache, and sprint. And that should be coming in patch 1.1 in the future. With patch 1.2 having improvements to HUD signals, the base builder tool, pinned recipe systems, with planned additions being a voice chat, emotes, player trading, player revives, and additional customizations. In fact, I had this discussion with some people today about the customization segment, where I've heard some people, especially in the anti-woke side of the internet, or like Twitter specifically, complaining that they don't use male and female, but instead use pioneers. Okay. And I'm just like, you have 4 set characters that will eventually get customization to probably their just outfits. If these are 4 set characters, I see no problem calling them pioneers because you get to pick between the 4 of them. It's not.
Yeah, I think some people are just getting upset at that. To be honest with you, like with both sides of the political spectrum, the anti-woke crowd is kind of hit and miss on what is like, yeah, that's kind of gay, and I don't know, man.
I think there's already some emotes in the game. I recall correctly from watching JFJ play. I may be wrong though. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've pretty much tried to keep myself very spoiler free because I am intending on playing Subnautica 2 on Saturday with Magma.
No, I just grabbed a bunch of copper there. Okay.
And then down the line, we don't know when this is going to be, but this is literally for the future. Major expansion updates being expand the world with new biomes, new creatures, new resources, new tools, new vehicle, and the next chapter of the story.
I guess my only concern is they're not saying the end of the story.
Well, no. Krafton has already come out. Not Krafton. Unknown Worlds has already come out and stated, and I forgot to grab this with the docket, but it was from Krafton. Basically saying, hey, this is going to be an early access for several years. This is not going to be like a year and then we're done. This is a big project and we're going to be spending a lot of time on this.
I guess my one concern is if they do that, it doesn't take very long for people to just move on. And if they're wanting a lot of people to play their game, By
Mhm.
keeping something in early access for that long, you can't expect that people are going to want to maintain it, you know? I don't know.
No, I agree. I think a lot of what Subnautica 2 needs to like kind of like look to when it comes to how they need to treat their updates is actually Abiotic Factor. I think Abiotic Factor did the release cadence very, very, very well.
Mhm.
It took what, a couple of years for it to be done. And then they literally said after it was done that they are doing expansions. So while their 1.0 is done, they have more they want to do with the game, but instead of just making like an Abiotic Factor 2, they're just going to do paid expansions maybe like once a year. Which I have
Yeah, I
no
can see
problem
that.
with.
No, I don't either.
And I really do hope that we see like these major expansion updates. You know, maybe I'm even gonna go with like two, maybe three times a year. I'm not counting this year because this was release year, but I mean like 2027, we could see 2 or 3 of these expansion updates, and with 2026, maybe even seeing 1 or 2 of them. I think 2 is probably the safe bet because if you only have 1 in probably like quarter 3, like late quarter 3, early quarter 4, you are going to lose some people because a game like this, while you still have it in early access, you need to have at least a somewhat consistent release cadence to keep people coming back.
No, I would agree with you. And if they don't do that, it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I get where people are coming from on the choosing the male or female instead of XYZ because of previous games having male and female, so the male and female are needed. I get that, but if you're not making a set character and you're just playing the game and you're just choosing a model to run with, I don't see a reason to worry about male and female when these are set characters. Most of the anti-woke crowd is Pavlov trained to detect woke signs. It's hard to deny the programming, especially with ex-woke companies, Subnautica devs. Yeah. No, I get it. I still think they should add a gun, if only similar to the stasis rifle. Yeah, so the lead dev, I think it was Ted Gill, actually, that said that he does not want there to be any guns in Subnautica 2. Again, pointing back to Sandy Hook, which...
I think that is a gay, retarded ass reason.
It is. If you just don't want guns in the game, just say you don't want guns in the game.
Again, they have a good reason to deny guns in this game. You don't need to go back to the well of a tragedy in order to make people be sympathetic to it.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't. All right?
No, absolutely. I was even talking with Hurtbox about it. I'm like, look, maybe later on in development, they'll be like, oh, wait, with the monsters that we are working on, the stasis rifle could be good to have in the game. Put that back in. Or with new vehicles, we could end up getting like a new prawn suit type of thing with a stasis rifle attached to that. So you have a reason to run around with that when you're contending with the other Leviathans. We don't know what Unknown Worlds has planned. What we do know is what is in the game now. And what is in the game now is what hopefully they ideally have planned. It's just, I feel like, especially with how aggressive I've heard these monsters are, there needs to be some kind of way to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a good way to defend yourself is just to not defend yourself and like run away. It's kind of like how it's always been in Subnautica.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, even just the stasis rifle. Just bring that back and we're good.
It kind of have something like that in the game already. Kind of.
Internet Zen Master for 5. I mean, it took Subnautica 1 several years to be fully released out of early access, but that was a different time in gaming. It was a much, much different time. And Artamos for $1.99. The next COD isn't going to have planes because of 9/12. Yeah, it is kind of like that.
No, it is.
I would have rather Ted Gill basically come out and say, look, we don't have guns in here because I don't want to have guns in here. And I think that'd be more widely accepted than trying to use Sandy Hook as like the excuse.
Yeah, because you don't need guns in every single fucking game. And I'm fine saying that. You just need to not be gay about saying it.
Agreed.
And I say this, and now I've consumed a sea slug. That was a very delicious sea slug.
Damn
It was
octopuses
tasty.
anyway. Yeah,
It was a tasty sea slug.
the thing is here, there's the lawsuit that the devs are facing, so that's going to be very difficult. Also, not only working on the patches and facing the lawsuit. Well, no, the lawsuit's over. Unknown Worlds won that. And the judge, literally in the game, like in the court, and every time Crafton tried messing with Unknown Worlds, literally the judge was like, no, you leave them alone, or else I'm going to deal with you myself. And every time they tried, getting involved, the judge basically told Crafton to just fuck off. Every time.
Yeah.
So, no, I think what Subnautica 2 will end up being ultimately will be what Unknown Worlds wants and not Crafton. No guns in every game. Trump take Occo's American card.
Lamau.
It'd be dumb if he said, I don't want guns after Subnautica 1 had guns in it. Yes, that would be true. Yes. Very hard to get away from them if they catch you unawares. Also true. So
Again, I'm just of the opinion that not every game needs to have them, and there are crafty ways to make them not be a thing.
Yeah. Agreed. So I don't know if we're going to read the whole EULA tonight, because oh my god, there's so much EULA. Oh wait, actually, there's one more thing of Subnautica that I forgot to put in the thread. That was Subnautica 2. From Dexerto, PUBG publisher Crafton saw employees' births nearly double after introducing a $65,000 bonus for each child born. They also granted parents 2 years of parental leave. And I saw this comment. Oh, so they're on some performative BS now that Subnautica 2 is a hit.
I love the flag in the bio.
Yeah, the flag in the bio should be the big red flag there. Just
Not performative. Crafton is a Korean game studio. They are like at a deficit birth.
yeah. Asian territories are just struggling with birth records.
I mean, everybody is, but like they are the worst off.
Yeah. I'm not saying I want Subnautica 2. I'm not saying I want Subnautica 2 to be an FPS, but I want an ability to fight back. I don't want to play Outlast underwater. No, yeah. I feel like there should be some way to defend yourself in the game. That's it. Not
It's
like
called swimming away.
Crafton W. Big Crafton W. Exactly. This is a big Crafton W. I like this. And I really feel like this is almost a slap in the face after the $250 million bonus thing. But, I mean, it's fine.
Natalism wins again.
Now, I went ahead and went through the entire EULA. I think this is probably a big indicator of what's in here. The table of contents includes a limited license, amendments, updates, and patches, prohibited use, accessing the games and services, ownership, player-created content, disclaimers, limitation of liability, indemnification, period and termination, transfer of terms and conditions, grievance handling, and dispute resolution, arbitration agreement, inadequacy of damages, governing laws and disputes, class action waiver, copyright notice, refund policy, other policies, and miscellaneous.
Some of this stuff is already in regular EULAs.
Yeah. So I
I know
actually
a lot of
talked.
people were upset about some of this.
I actually talked to Mizu about it. because I wanted his opinion because of like he's followed the Subnautica devs pretty closely and how he's looked into EULAs in the past. In fact, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that Mizu had Anime Audits tonight, I actually wanted to get him on for Dogwave because of this.
Right.
So, nothing says you are buying something nice like class action waivers. Yeah. So, we're probably going to read some specific sections here. I want to go over the ownership, player-created content, arbitration agreement, and class action waiver.
I do want to know, are people surprised that you don't actually own the video game? You haven't owned the video game for multiple years. Anything that you don't have a disc for, you don't own anymore. I'm like, why are people acting like that's a new thing?
Exactly. And
I'm not defending it because I think it's gay and retarded, but you guys have, like, not you guys, but like people have literally agreed to that ever since we started working with Steam.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. So, let's go ahead.
You own your games on GOG? Well, GOG is different.
GOG
I'm
is
just
different.
saying, we have known about this for years. Why are people like so upset? I just want to know why some people are so upset with it right now when we already knew this was a thing.
Yep. Exactly. So, why are you going to that one? So, on this one, 5, ownership. The license confers to you no title or ownership in the game, including any in-game items, the documentation or services, and it should not be construed as a sale of any rights in the game. The documentation of services or services, you may agree and acknowledge that all rights, title, and interest, including intellectual property rights, in and connected within the game, the documentation and the services and any all copies thereof, including, but not limited to, any derivative works, titles, computer code, themes, objects, characters, character names, stories, dialogues, catchphrases, locations, concepts, blah, blah.
Yeah, this is standard.
The standard. All this is saying is, like, you don't own shit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't own
To be fair, though, it'd be really difficult for Crafton to come in, or not Crafton, the Subnautica devs to come in and revoke my license key to the game.
Yep.
For it on Steam. So I don't really feel like that is going to happen so easily.
No.
I just know that I don't own the game.
Correct.
I own the right to play the game.
Yes.
Which is still gay. I've known about this.
Mm-hmm. I think this one is maybe more leaning into just a what the fuck territory.
Again, I think this is standard stuff.
No, I agree.
You would have to look into other EULAs, but I'm pretty sure this is boilerplate stuff that has always been in a EULA.
Yeah. So, basically what this is saying, the short version of this, for these 6, which is player-created content, is just, you're not allowed to create content for this game without direct permission from Crafton.
They are not, I'm going to tell you right now, they are not going to strike down
No.
channels or copyright channels for making videos. If they do, people are going to riot.
Yeah.
So that's not something that they're going to do. I just think that it's funny that it's in here. I just know that's not going to happen.
Pretty much. I don't know what they'd be thinking trying to do that, because if... Now, to be fair, I actually... mods, Nexus mods. You know what? That's fair. Mods is a... You know what? That mods make sense. But in a world right now where everyone and their mother streams, pretty much, you're not going to get away with the whole, you have to get Crafton's permission to make content. That will not fly.
Mm-hmm.
At all.
Asians hate mods. I don't think this is, again, I think it's the Unknown Worlds people.
Well, some people think this EULA was made by Crafton, and it's possible. I've heard a rumor. I don't know. Is it single player? No. Subnautica 2 is actually multiplayer. It's 4 players.
This version is, yeah.
Yeah. But I've heard a rumor Again, I have nothing to basically substantiate this because I could be very wrong. But the rumor basically stated that the EULA is crafted made and that Unknown Worlds is looking into a lot of the wording of the EULA and may have crafted retract a lot of it.
It's possible.
I'm not saying it will,
but again, I don't think it will. Personally, I think a lot of this stuff, I would have to compare between different EULAs, but I'm pretty sure I would see something similar if I looked in a Square Enix EULA or a Nintendo EULA. Nintendo might be worse.
Nintendo might be worse, yeah. I know, I actually don't quite know where it is. Let me double check. Prohibited uses, access disclaimers.
I'm gonna be real, I haven't read any of this.
I don't quite know what section it would be under. But we're collecting your data bit. And that was one thing that people are getting really up in arms about. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't. No one should have your data.
Pretty sure they asked at the beginning of the game if you would consent to them collecting data for game dev purposes, and you can reject that.
Yeah.
So collecting data, quote unquote, is just them saying that we might use the data from this game to improve the game. But you can literally say, no, I don't want you to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to remind you all that Gearbox said the same thing with Borderlands 4, and that hasn't gone anywhere. So, honestly, a lot of this EULA is a giant nothing burger. In fact, I think both me and Mizu are on the money with this EULA. So, I had a talk with Mizu about the EULA the day or two after the game came out. This is what I had to say. I'm going to make something really clear right now. I'm not defending the EULA, but a lot of this EULA is worded in such a way that as they are looking to kill Subnautica 2 because they are petty for losing their court case against the creators. The point of the case was because the CEO tried to remove the $250 million bonus if Subnautica 2 was succeeded after firing the creators. Krafton lost the case and was told the creators were back in the company and Krafton are to leave them alone. Krafton proceeded to try and get any roadblock possible against this game. The court told them to knock it off, and they are off the game entirely now. Everything is on track for Unknown Worlds to succeed despite Krafton's obvious attempts at sabotage, so that as they release the EULA as a final attempt to scare the user base into not playing the game, so the game fails and the creators don't get their $250 million bonus.
It's not going to work out.
As much as I hate what's in this EULA, keep playing the game. Don't let Krafton win this fight. The EULA,
I still don't think it's them. I'm just going to be honest with you.
I mean, that's very possible. That is very possible. But a lot of the EULA does kind of feel like sabotage. Again, I could be wrong.
I think we need to read other EULAs to see how they're treated.
I agree.
Before you make that kind of distinction.
Exactly. And then this is what Mizu said. Not to defend EULAs, as I've said hundreds of times at this point, 99% of what's in them is basically worthless and would never hold up in an actual big boy court. But literally everything in this EULA is boilerplate language, so common it could have been copy-pasted from any random AAA game made in the past 20 years.
Yep.
People are, for the first time in their lives, learning about what they're signing and assuming it just got this bad yesterday. And Mizu's very correct. A lot of what we're seeing in this EULA has been standard practice for a couple of decades, at least.
Like, don't you read the contracts before you sign them?
So,
remind you guys of that episode of South Park.
Yeah. So, I'm going to be up front here. Don't let the EULA stop you from playing the game. You want to play the game? Play the game. I mean, it's very, very clear. EULAs have been horrible for a long time. Yep.
But again, a lot of them just aren't enforceable. And it's like, good luck trying to enforce it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And they're not going to enforce it either. In fact, I think they'd be... In fact, right now, with how well the game is doing and how in hot water Crafton is for trying to mess with the game, any attempt at all, if they were to act on the EULA, would just land them in hot water again. Like, honestly, Crafton just needs to leave the Unknown World devs alone and just let them create.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
Human centipede. So
exactly.
I grabbed the whole EULA in case we wanted to read it. I didn't think we were gonna read the whole thing.
I don't think we need to read it.
But
I know that like a lot of it is just standard shit.
It's standard procedure, exactly. It's a whole lot of but why. That was the name of the South Park episode. Okay, I've never watched South Park. South Park has never been my cup of tea.
But I know what it is.
Fair. I've been shown South Park clips from other people, but every time I watch them, I'm like, okay, and? Like, this kind of humor isn't really for me.
It's a kind of humor that I understand and agree with, but like the South Park developers, South Park guys are getting just kind of weird.
Been weird for years. Here, chat. Let's go ahead and talk about Shift Up. I think this is going to be pretty interesting. Shift Up will self-publish Stellar Blade 2 instead of Sony.
I mean,
I'm not overly surprised here.
They probably just were upset with the wait for it to come to all systems, so they were like, yeah, we're just gonna, do it ourselves.
It's probably that, on top of Sony censorship.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the censorship in Stellar Blade was Sony. In fact, Shift Up flat out blamed Sony. Right. During the last earnings report, Shift Up confirmed that they will self-publish Stellar Blade 2 instead of publishing through Sony. The first game was published in April 2024 as a PlayStation 5 exclusive before getting a PC port 14 months later. But in a Q&A, Shift Up states that they're going a different route and will publish the game themselves. Development of the next Stellar Blade title is progressing smoothly, on track to meet our targeted quality standards, they said. Notably, starting with this next title, Shift Up will transition to a first-part service model. This will allow us to lead marketing strategies that fully reflect the distinctive identity of the Stellar Blade IP, and we expect to communicate the unique appeal of its universe to players more directly and effectively. According to the Q&A, Shift Up hopes to avoid an exclusive launch and waits reports, suggesting a multi-platform launch instead of waiting several months for ports. However, they didn't specify their goals for formats, such as Xbox Series or Switch. However, there have been hints that the original Stellar Blade might hit additional platforms, stating that it's actively exploring further platform expansion, and reports suggest the studio might be working on a Switch 2 port. Building on the strong fandom and evergreen IP status established by the first Stellar Blade, we are formulating an optimal go-to-market strategy designed to maximize sales and reach a broad global audience from day one. The first Stellar Blade was a hit, reaching 200,000 concurrent players on Steam at its peak. Fans are hoping for another amazing game with Stellar Blade 2. Currently, the second game is scheduled to release before 2027, though a date has not been set yet. Shift Up. That's the first I'm hearing of that, actually.
What, that's coming out before next year?
Well, that means it's coming probably end of this year.
I guess we'll wait and see then.
Because if that's the case, damn that turnaround time. That's insane.
I mean, if they're just using the same engine and they just want to build
same engine, probably same assets.
Why not?
Yeah. No, yeah, totally. I guess that does mean, in fact, I probably should just get back to it soon, is go back and finish Stellar Blade.
Yeah, I need to as well. I'm stuck on the boss from the sewer boss. I never beat it, and I'm kind of...
Stellar Blade 2 is going to have so much more ass and titties. As much as I want to say yes, it will, there is a fairly decent chance that Sony will still require censorship from them. In fact, if they're leaning for multi-platform release, they're honestly probably going to get demand of censorship from everyone, minus Valve. Or Steam, I guess. Which is going to suck. Because I know Nintendo will basically demand it. Microsoft is probably the only one that won't demand it, but I also don't trust them as far as I can throw them, and Sony will demand it.
You don't want to redeem with Microsoft?
No, I don't. All of them are going to demand some kind of censorship. And here's the thing, if all of them are demanding censorship to a degree, they will probably just make that across all platforms.
Right.
Especially if what is demanded for censorship is a lot of the same stuff from the big three, then they might as well just censor it across all the platforms.
Right. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. There's silver.
Indeed. We will have to wait and see. I don't think... yeah, we'll see. But we also did get a Q1 2026 update from Shift Up. Next Stellar Blade title development progressing smoothly will now be self-published. Nikkei 3.5 anniversary was extremely successful. Substantial seasonal events planned, as well as a large-scale 4th anniversary update aiming to surpass 3.5th anniversary milestones. Next flagship title, Project Spirits, progressing well with more information to be announced in 2026. Unbound partnership fully dedicated to bringing new titles to players. So, Nikkei's doing well, Stellar Blade's doing well, their new IP is progressing smoothly, and Unbound is also progressing smoothly. Shift Up is just winning across the board.
Which is what you want to see.
It's exactly what you want to see, yeah. I know I'm excited for Project Spirits, but that's based off the image we saw, which was practically hentai, so... Sony doesn't allow you to have different versions because PlayStation Advantage? Yeah, that's a thing.
I'll have to wait and see.
I thought I could have swore there was one more. Oh, wait, no, here we go. Yep, that was there. Was there one more thing for Stellar Blade in the docket? Feel like there was, and I forgot to put it in that. Oh, no, it wasn't Stellar Blade, it was Nikkei. This is what it was. Nikkei animated short series coming soon. Commander, there's no need to sortie today. No emergency missions, no roaring gunfire. At this moment in the outpost, all that remains are the Nikkei's everyday moments, laughter, and a little unexpected happenings. The Goddess of Victory Nikkei animated short series Outpost Off-Duty Tales is coming soon. The Counter's first time at the Outpost premieres on May 22nd. Comes been a relaxed
slice of life anime.
Yeah, it's a slice of life anime. I don't quite know who's doing the animation, but based on this image, I don't know how well it is gonna be.
Well, it's a Korean company, is it not? So they're gonna do Korean animation.
No, I think that's fair. I mean, just looking at, like, the models here, it looks very, like... Especially when you look at, like, Anise here, it looks very weird. Like, there's something uncanny about it.
Damn, that's very mean.
It's gonna be a magical girl coded based on how dark the game is. Yeah, it is.
Speaking of which, chat, I'm gonna be watching movie 2 with Ava of Madoka Magica on Tuesday.
Whoa.
And then movie 3 the week after.
Maybe in the house. Maybe in-house. Oh, yeah, no. This may actually be done in-house at Shift Up, yeah. In fact, that's very likely. Mostly because if they do it in-house, they don't have to worry about outside interference. The only problems I could see that Shift Up still has is their English voice cast for Nikkei.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I think that could be stated for just about everything these days. Damn. That's sad and depressing to think about. Madoka Magica, truly a childhood classic. Shift Up has shown they can go amazing animations based upon the ones they have recently been putting in the Nikkei. Yeah, the animations in Nikkei have been phenomenal. I'm seeing A1 Pictures as the studio animating it. See, this does look like A1. I can agree with that. I kind of hope it's not. But if I think about back to the Nier Automata anime, and I look at this, they look almost identical. Just obviously, you could tell just between Nier and Nikkei. I think they would use the original English voice actors like in the games. Probably. But what I'm talking about is like Kaylee Mills is the greatest example of this. Kaylee Mills is the voice of Rappy. Kaylee Mills is not liked by anyone. In fact, it is because of Kaylee Mills I have swapped myself personally to the Japanese voices. So, to be fair, JP is probably going to be what's first. I would not be surprised at all if that was like the like voice cast they're going to go with to start with. Or better yet, and I think this would be best case scenario for people who do like the English dub, is you release the Korean, Japanese, and English versions all at the same time. And you just don't have to worry about who's watching what. Question is, will they do that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I think it's probably safe to say they will do that, considering the reputation that Shift Up does have. Recently took that page out of your book. Any games I own with the Japanese language option, I switch. I don't switch all of them. In fact, I started playing, I got back to playing Monster Hunter World, and I switched from the English dub to Japanese. And having played World several times in
only
English.
Completing it once.
Huh?
And only completing it once.
Only completing it once. Well, to be fair, I have good excuses several of those times.
I know.
The English dub for World just sounds natural to me. The Japanese one actually sounds weird. So I might actually end up swapping back to English for that one. We'll see. Speaking of Nikkei, another JPVA passed away. Which one? They should just fire her and re-voice Rappy. MiHoYo did it and was praised for getting rid of the cancer. I don't know if they will. It'd be nice.
I would agree with you
if they did, but considering the fact that they haven't done it yet, screams to me that they probably won't.
You never know.
They could if I only play English, if it's original voice work, if I have the chance, I always go for JPVA over Chinese VA. A character you're not too in story yet. Oh, okay, fair. Understood. So that's what's going on at Shift Up this week, I guess. Speaking of drama, actually, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. Give me just a minute, chat.
Wait, you can't just say "speaking of drama" and then walk away. Oh my gosh, Chatty did it. Chat, Wednesday is gonna. Wednesday's gonna be fun. So, I'm planning, chat, after me and Mizu open cards, I am going to be, excuse me, playing mixtape with the shot collar on. Because you guys are insane enough that you bought me the game, because I was never going to buy that. And then in addition to that, I asked chat for however much money Kratos has asked for when he took the bounty to play it. And I told him he needs to ask for more money because he did not charge enough money for that game. But chat paid it, which is they paid like 150. So yeah, are you gonna do? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm cementing it right now. The shock will happen so that I can feel something while playing that godforsaken game. So if you want to support me and my medical, my therapy bills when I play the game, I will have the collar on for that specifically.
What did I miss?
We're talking about. I was chilling myself just a little bit.
Fair.
Get my bag. It's not even really about that. It's mostly just like, it is Wednesday, which is the normal shot collar day, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. People can inflict more pain on me, but it can be funnier.
Fair. No wonder I didn't like the rappy Ian voice. It was Mills. Yeah. Kaylee Mills is the brother of Damon Mills. Yeah, Damon Mills is the voice of Frieza in current Dragon Ball.
Ah, so she's a Nepo baby.
Yeah, she is very much a Nepo baby. So, that sucks. So, you're going to do shot collar with mixtape.
Yes.
Are you doing anything else with that, or is it just shot collar?
There isn't really much to do. I'm inviting friends to come and enjoy it with me.
Fair. Cheap octopus gets mind broken for $115. Sorry, $150. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So you need an advanced crafting unit to make ingots of stuff in this game.
Huh, chat wasn't updating. Physical pain to complement the psychological pain. Agreed.
Cheap octopus gets mind broken for 150. I'm not cheap. I said that I would go for whatever Kratos said he'd go for. And I was going to stick by that. I had half of mine to just say, you know what, chat, I'm doubling it because Kratos is cheap. But, no, I'm not going to do that to people. I'm not that kind of person.
Fair. Are you ready to talk about one of the biggest controversies of the week? I know you've actually talked about it yourself. Cheap toasts. From Party Animals.
Oh.
Party Animals AI video contest is about to begin.
I really don't give a shit about this drama because it's like the AI stuff is just so boring.
I know, but it's a topic for Dogwave.
No, I'm not saying I won't talk about it. I'm just saying, like, I could not give less of a shit that people are upset that they decided to do an AI contest.
Oh, I agree. What wild ideas have you had for Party Animals? Join the Golden Paw Awards now, Party Animals' first AI video contest. A short film you've been dreaming of making, a story that breaks all the rules, a character tribute to your favorite beast. In the past, ideas like these could only exist in your head. Now, with AI, they finally have a chance to become reality. So, they go over the requirements, the rules. It's only in-game prizes. It's not like it's like anything.
I mean, for AI, I would expect only in-game prizes.
Yeah. But it got people up in arms about it. Because, oh no.
I can't imagine why.
AI. To the point that they had to make an actual statement about it. Hi everyone, we'd like to address the recent discussion around the AI video contest, and first of all, we're sorry for upsetting players with this event. We're also sorry that we didn't communicate with everyone clearly enough before the event started. Our original goal, was to lower the barrier to creation. In past contests, we saw players with great ideas and scripts who couldn't fully bring them to life because they weren't familiar with tools like editing, modeling, or animation software. We hoped AI could be a more accessible tool that lets more people take part. That said, we understand the concerns around AI content. We are not trying to dismiss handmade work or disrespect creators. To us, AI is just another tool. What we truly care about is the idea, the expression, and the final work. We'd like to leave the next step up to the community. Please vote on what we should do. And they actually, they had a pinned post this same day, and I made sure to grab a screenshot of it before they may have deleted it. Obviously, they didn't delete it here, but it was to cancel the contest, change to a non-AI contest, or AI contest, or keep the AI and add a non-AI track to it. Obviously, I voted to keep AI because this, obviously, that's... I understand the reasoning for doing this contest the way they did it. In fact, they grabbed the attention of some people like Skybrowse, Cinevere.
Yeah, Skybrowse community was like laughing at some of the anti-AI people I'm in their server.
Yeah. I don't blame them either. But based on the fact that cancel the AI contest won, they are probably going to bow and cancel the contest. So. But I do want to read what Skybrowse and Cinevere had to say about it. Having been in CGI for 16 years, I was there when drawing on a tablet would get you hate, because real artists don't need undo. Faster methods always push us to dream bigger. Don't step on these big dreams for the sake of small minds. And then City responded, saying, just because we don't bot your opinion poll doesn't mean we aren't rallying together to take a stand. AI is the future, whether you like it or not. Don't ruin your future in the gaming space for people who don't even buy your products.
I mean, they're both correct.
They're both correct, yeah. I agree. Contest closed due to AIDS.
Somehow.
Yeah, pretty much. So... the amount of votes as well. 15,000 votes. But you only had 400 likes and 800 comments.
Yeah.
There's definitely some kind of botting going on here.
Which is funny, because the botting requires bots, which is part of AI, and people are upset about the AI.
Exactly. So... man, gone better just to not ban AI for the contest? Yeah. So, we'll see what they ultimately do, but I do think there is definitely, like, from actual voices saying, like, oh, hey, this is fine, keep doing it.
I will still maintain my thoughts. AI is, like, it's gonna take over, and people can't do nothing about it.
Pretty much,
Better
yeah.
or for worse.
Agreed.
Oh, excuse me.
Some people will vote without saying anything or whatever. Yeah, pretty much. But to be fair, 15,000, again, the like to vote ratio is so drastic that, like, oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
The like to vote ratio is so massive. Now, to be fair, I voted. I didn't like the thing. I did read it before I voted, but and maybe I'm a horrible example in saying this too, but
okay,
I think there's definitely something going on here. But the thing's over. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah,
Whatever they decide, they
decide.
decide.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just don't care.
So, I mean, if you were looking forward to that, you were interested in that, well, we'll see what they ultimately do. In fact, did they say anything? I can check this. No, they have not said anything since then, since the 14th. So, maybe something's going on? So, thoughts about democracy. Chat, it's almost been 1.5 hours. Chat, if you enjoy the content I produce, I would greatly appreciate it if you have a like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, join the Discord, as it is the best place to know when I go live. I am live every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for gaming streams, Dogwave, all the fun stuff. If you join the Discord as well, it is also the best place to know when I go live. We have plenty of rare dogs in the Discord, so if you like access to stickers, emotes, etc., posts about just other shit that I do, cool, it's in the Discord. And if you really do enjoy the content, I do actually recommend becoming a member of the channel, where we do have dog emotes. So if you want to see the emotes we have, like the Wigglers, the Doros, the Tar Terrier, those are emotes. So if you want to enjoy those, the memberships are only $1. Otherwise, chat, thank you all so much for the continued support. So, I wanted to talk about Arc Raiders. I think this one was interesting.
Okay.
Arc Raiders will now receive 2 massive updates per year.
Which I personally think is just fine.
I agree. So, live service games usually fall into the same trap sooner or later. Constant small updates that keep players busy for a week or two, but rarely change anything meaningful underneath. Embark Studios now seems ready to move away from that formula with Arc Raiders, announcing a major shift towards fewer but significantly larger updates going forward. Instead of monthly content drops, the Extraction shooter will now receive 2 major updates per year. According to the developers, the old release cadence helped keep the game active after launch, but it also limited how much the team could realistically improve core systems like progression, balance, and long-term gameplay depth. That does not mean the game is abandoning live service support entirely. Embark confirmed that a dedicated team will continue handling smaller updates between the larger expansions, including bug fixes, balance changes, anti-cheat improvements, rotating store content, and limited time events. The first major update under this new strategy is called Frozen Trail, launching in October 2026. Embark describes it as the biggest update the game has received since launch, centered around a massive new Rust Belt region that introduces the largest map in Arc Raiders so far. One of the biggest focuses, however, is progression. Embark says Frozen Trail will overhaul several progression systems, especially for long-time players who have already maxed out their Raider Den and skill points. The update introduces additional long-term goals, improvements to the skill tree, and more reasons to continue investing time into the game beyond simple loot grinding. Before Frozen Trail arrives, the game is also adding a new late-game trader next week. Available starting at level 25, this vendor comes from a nomadic surface-dweller tribe and allows players to exchange valuable loot for rare gear, cosmetics, and rotating weekly rewards. Executive producer Alexander Grondal acknowledged that some players may not like waiting longer between major updates. Still, Embark believes the slower overhauls will ultimately create a healthier, long-term experience built around meaningful evolution instead of constant smaller additions. I agree. I think changing from a smaller release cadence, or less changing from like a weekly release cadence to a 2 times a year release cadence is going to be the best case scenario. My model froze.
Interesting.
Oh, there we go. Okay, it's back.
You cut out for a moment.
I did? Oh, no.
Hmm?
Lobert for the 50
something
gifted
like that.
memberships.
Based. Lobert gave me 50 yesterday after buying that game, so.
Lobert, thank you so much for the gifted subs.
I love Lobert. He's a cool man. Very cool man. Very cool man bought me that game and then gave me those members.
Ugh.
Also, I still will maintain that $1 memberships is props the best thing in the world.
Yeah,
And I'm glad that YouTube allows you to do it.
I agree. Well, Lobert, thank you for the 15 gifted memberships. Chat, remember to thank Lobert for all the new memberships.
Because I'll be honest with you, $5 is a lot of money every single month.
It is.
I barely want to pay $5 a month for some of the subscriptions I use in order to make my content.
Pretty much.
But $1 a month.
$1 a month, it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Now that Arc Raiders has officially said there is no dedicated PvE mode, I uninstalled it and won't be playing it anymore. So they'll do meaningful updates to Arc Raiders, supposedly, but the finals get shafted every opportunity Embark's given. Not that I played either one. Yeah. I do like Arc Raiders. It has been a hot minute since I played, but I still greatly enjoyed what I did play. I mean, how many hours did I actually end up pulling into Arc Raiders? 45 hours. For a game, for my first extraction shooter, 45 hours is pretty good. In fact, maybe I just realized that they released a new map, so maybe I'll end up jumping back in to see how that goes. We'll see. I can now post Doro Dog. Let's go. All this green, it'll never be me.
The worst dog.
Doro Dog. I disagree.
The worst dog.
It is not the worst dog.
Yip Dog is better.
I need a new Yippy.
Yip Dog is better.
All
right. We want nothing but Yip Dog. All right. Wiggle Dog is acceptable, but
Wiggle Dog has
is
no
the
brains.
best.
Wiggle Dog is all skin and wiggle.
I mean, neither does the Yippies.
Fair. Well, then there's the Tart.
Tart Dog is acceptable too.
I will say, chat. Any money that is you send in super chats, memberships, etc., is actually going back into the model. I am getting the work started on that finally. So the big dog is coming. Hopefully before the end of the year.
We'll see.
We'll see indeed.
It depends on the turnaround of the artist.
Indeed. Oh, this is one I wanted to mention. This GTA 6 pre-orders reportedly going live on Monday, according to leaks. So this would be tomorrow.
All right, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Is it finally time? According to leaks, GTA 6 pre-orders are about to go live. The long-awaited open-world sequel to the beloved GTA 5 is almost here, set to release on November 19th. But soon, according to leaks, you can pre-order the highly anticipated title. According to a post on X by Cheap Games, because they censored ass, Cheap Ass Games, emails are being sent to Best Buy affiliate partners. The reputable source is known for providing video game-related deals and news. Along with... Okay. Understood. Nope, don't worry about it.
What? Haven't you seen ads before?
It's not even an ad. It's... Oh, no.
That looks like an ad to me.
Oh, well. Along with the X-Post, YouTuber Frogboy X1 Gaming received an email from Best Buy to his Best Buy affiliate account.
Also, I'd like to point out that all those women are pregnant.
Yes. Yes, they are. Every one of them.
Weird AI-generated thumbnail.
Oh, God. The email showed that the pre-orders will begin Monday, May 18th, and go through Thursday, May 21st. If that's truly the case, then we should expect the GTA 6 Trailer 3 to be on its way. And yeah, while this might seem like crazy news, this is Grand Theft Auto 6 we're talking about. Most games would have pre-orders available when the game is announced, but the wait for the 6th title has been long and grueling. So fans everywhere are hoping this leak is true. Impregner than ever.
Chat, Temp really likes impregnation, so if you get fan art, make sure you do that. Hello.
Sorry about that. Nice thumbnail. Can't wait for that 100 pre-order. Why did Superman have a harem and armor? That had in that reaction. Fragger than ever. I mean, yeah. Jad, if you want to do any like fan art, Breako Dog, good stuff. Highly appreciated. I was actually talking about getting art for summer. It depends if I have the finances after the whole model stuff. But remember the old sunscreen commercials or the sunblock commercials? I forget the brand, but it's like the girl with having her swimsuit being tugged on by the dog and like it's showing her butt.
Okay.
But imagine that, but it's the dog and the Tard Terrier. Copperhead. Thank you. It's Copperhead. Copper Tone. Okay. Still, that'd be very cool. And it'd be really funny. The next major news to come from Take-Two is their earnings call on May 21st. So if the news does not end up coming to fruition, hopefully there will be more information to come. Many have pointed out that the pattern that Rockstar seems to make with their games, seeing that pre-orders tend to open a few months before launch and are often tied to a major trailer. Let's hope that their trailer. Yeah, so we could see a trailer for GTA 6 as early as tomorrow. So if you were wanting GTA 6 for your PS5 or your Xbox Series X, be ready for tomorrow. Because I'm sure pre-orders are going to sell out fast.
I definitely ain't gonna. I mean, like, it's only on what place? Nah, where is it only gonna be on?
PS5 and Xbox Series X and S.
Fun.
Or next month, Summer Games Fest. Yeah, Summer Games Fest is also possible. Yes. Very, very possible. The Lion does not concern itself with inferior Rockstar product. Yeah, that's fair. So, I have a question for you.
Oh dear.
Did you ever pay attention to Neopets?
Not really.
Okay. Apparently Neopets might be coming to Fortnite.
Everything is coming to Fortnite. Please tell me that you've got queued up that Fortnite is also getting Overwatch as well.
No. I knew I was forgetting something when it came to Fortnite, but I could not remember what it was. It was, yeah, it's Overwatch.
Wow.
I believe it was actually talked about. Where is your games channel? Go. I believe it was posted in here. What I was thinking about the other day when you were talking about it. Yeah, here it is. So chat, there's the difference between Diva and Overwatch and Fortnite. Don't mind that GIF over there. We're gonna hide that GIF.
I'm pretty sure those are not the same characters.
No, these are the same characters.
Are you sure they have different hair colors?
Well, this is a skin. This one's a Diva skin. This is not like the proper Diva.
Alright.
But it's still Diva. Blizzard took Tracer's ass away too. Yeah. Meanwhile, Diva in Fortnite. Damn. That's an ass. What about Tracer? I don't have any images for Tracer. Let me see if I can find some. Overwatch. Fortnite. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Pirate Nation. Here we go. So this is what this is what Tracer looks like in Fortnite, or not Fortnite. This is Overwatch. This one's Overwatch. This one is Fortnite. Oh God. They gave Tracer's ass back.
They did. It was missing for a while.
It was missing for a long time, but it's back. To be fair, it's not like it's not gone here. The problem is you can see the ass crack there, but when you actually look at the model from the side, the ass is just gone. She has no ass.
Right.
And then here, it's like, nope, it's there. It's there. Love how they are lying to us, even though we know what they did to Tracer and Widowmaker. It wasn't just a victory scene or whatever they're trying to make it. Yeah. So, I don't know how well Fortnite is doing with the Overwatch event. All I know is that people are clamoring because they've restored Tracer and D.Va to their original perfection.
Uh-huh.
Of course, they have still nothing on Marvel Rivals. Good lord. But to be fair, at this point, I don't think anyone will be able to compete with Marvel Rivals in terms of goddamn.
I would agree. It's just kind of I would say it's kind of out of hand, but in a funny way.
I agree. I completely agree. So, chat, if anyone's been playing Fortnite and playing with the new Overwatch event, I'd love to hear about the experience. Because I've seen a little bit of gameplay in Fortnite, and it's literally... Why is there a black screen on Twitch? What? I don't see a black screen on Twitch.
I think you're getting trolled.
It's probably. Which is good because it's calling out the issues that Overwatch have with censorship. It is. It very, very, very much is. So, the only gameplay I've seen is it's straight up Overwatch Tracer gameplay in Fortnite. Like, first person view and everything with her skills. So, okay. Interesting. So, I do kind of hope Fortnite's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Because this is a good reason to play the game. And in fact, this is actually a fantastic reason to play the game. Because if people are playing this event after Epic restored the characters that Blizzard censored, it'd show Blizzard that there might be some desire for some sexualization in their female characters. Just saying, Blizzard. Watching Twitch on mobile and there's a black screen. I don't know what to do with there, Nasco. I know for me, there's no black screen. That picture of the stance with Overwatch Tracer looks wrong, but yeah, there's a butt crack, but wider cheeks look like they designed it to be poking out, but someone reduced the size scale to 0. Overwatch cross Fortnite collab, Jonesy finally fucking dies. I know you're not trolling, Nasco. I'm just saying, I really don't know what to tell you, because I'm seeing it's not black.
Oh, is it Nasco? Oh, no, he's not trolling.
Close and reopen it? Yeah, close and reopen it, and if that doesn't work, I'd recommend rebooting your phone. I saw this one today, and I wanted to talk about this one. YouTube might get mad at me for this one, but I don't care. Azure Lane is getting a new skin.
Oh. Yeah. People were literally like, what is it? It got 10 million views!
I mean,
has 10 million views.
Clearly, Azure Lane is doing something right. Mother of God. So, must have been the wind. I love this game. Here's Sonic Adventure 2 intro. Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah, you should just play
casually
the opening to
tit-logging.
SA2.
What?
Play the opening to SA2.
I mean, I can see what they're talking about with the helicopter and skydiving and... So, chat, if you like what you see, I'd recommend going to play I recommend play Azure Lane. Music stream is just fine on my phone, so the problem isn't there. It might be Twitch forcing some minor censorship on my channel then. I have no idea. Because I have not changed any settings, and I know... Let me check Twitch on my phone, actually. Because I can do that. Where is Twitch? There it is.
Talk about budget flights and no food or movies. I'm out of here. Exactly, chat.
Seriously. Come on. There we go. Twitch is attacking my channel, guys. Classic Twitch L. I mean, I'm not sure for certain that Twitch is doing anything to me, but I do want to check it. Because that should not be happening. I just sat down my PC and it says video downloading was canceled. Please try again. Error 1000. Yeah, I see Mazer stream just fine. Unexpected error. Yeah, my stream is not loading. Huh. Well, alright then. I guess Twitch just has a problem with me tonight. Well, Twitch viewers on mobile, I do apologize.
Oh, man, that was a nice stretch. I'm going to grab something.
Okay. I can see the tits is fine for me. Fair. Well, I do hope that the issue does get resolved on mobile. Oh, it is. You're on mobile. Okay. I don't know why it's not working then. That's weird, because for me, it's even choking as well. Oh, well. For anyone playing Nikke, they're keeping the rhythm game from the Any Star event and have new tracks for a charge. Would prefer free, but I can see why they want the incentive to keep that side game active. I was not a fan of that minigame. That minigame sucked. I was not a fan of that.
Which minigame?
Nikke has a minigame right now that's basically Guitar Hero, but you have to, like, if you're playing on mobile, like, you have to use your fingers to, like, do the tapping and the holding and the swiping and stuff and whatever. But on keyboard, you have to, like, do, I believe it was D, F, and then JK to do them, and then you had to do right shift and left shift for the swiping, and then space. And it, oh my god, it was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. Can we just watch this for the rest of the stream? No, we can't just watch this Azure Lane thing for the rest of the stream. As much as even I might like that, we cannot.
I am working on sorting again.
Fine.
Sorting has become my life, you know?
Another new hobby.
I mean, it's more just... It's more like, I'm trying to figure out how I want to like sort all my stuff. Like I
Mm-hmm.
want to sort my magic stuff into this box. Because eventually I want to build a magic cube.
Right.
You have no idea what a magic
No,
cube
I do.
is.
I know what it is.
Okay, you do?
Yep.
Okay. What is a magic cube then?
If I know correctly, it's like you had a dedicated build that you took to like events, and that was in that cube.
No.
No.
A
Okay.
cube is a collection of drafted cards that you put together so that people can come together, sort out their own stuff, and then oh, interesting. Hold on a moment. Hold on. Oh, that's funny. My private channel was gifted a membership to you.
Hey.
That's interesting. Not going to say which one, obviously, but that was really funny. Anyway, a cube is a collection of cards. Sometimes they're put together with a theme for the purposes of allowing people to draft and build their own decks. And the goal is just to, have fun playing Magic together with the idea that you're putting together some sort of theme.
Fair.
And I started collecting Magic again. Bad idea, I think. But I started collecting again, and right now I'm gonna sort all my cards based on rarity and the color typing.
Mm.
And then I want to figure out what kind of cube I want to make.
Right.
And I dug out all of my old stuff. I am probably going to disassemble some of my pre-con decks, and then I'm just going to put those into the pile. But I'm gonna have to make another box here soon, because this first box here is good, but it's not a lot of room.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't print the one that I wanted to. Now, to be fair, I have a lot of Pokemon ETB boxes that I was given. Not going to use them because they're Pokemon, and I want to use 3D printing stuff. Anyway, you may continue. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I love how this is in the background for this talk. Well, here, let's change the scene so everyone can be disappointed.
But I should start printing.
Valve gives player any game they want for free after their Steam controller was delayed. Steam support offered one customer a free game of their choosing after a shipping issue accidentally sent their Steam controller order to the United Kingdom. The exchange was shared online by a Reddit user who posted a screenshot of the message they received from Steam support, explaining that a small number of packages were mistakenly routed to the UK. According to the message, Valve said the shipping carrier was actively working to redirect the package to the correct address, and advised the customer to continue monitoring GLS tracking updates. To apologize for the delay, Steam support then offered something unexpected, stating, "We would like to offer to add a game to your library." The support message read, "Please pick any standard edition title available for purchase in your region and reply here with your selection." The Reddit user later said in the thread that they chose Forza Horizon 6 as their free game. The post quickly went viral on Reddit and other social media platforms, with many users surprised that Steam support allowed the player to choose essentially any standard edition game on the storefront rather than offering store credit or a limited selection of titles. Others joked that they would happily accept delayed shipping if it meant getting a free AAA game in return. It also brought out other stories of how effective Steam support service is at times. Steam support is unparalleled, a user on X said. "Someone took my debit card info and spent $185 buying and gifting themselves games. I told Steam support, and within an hour, I had the money back." The Steam controller launched on May 2026 and was an instant sellout. It's also been going viral for the fact that you will literally scream if you drop it.
Like a 1 in 4 chance to scream?
Yeah. Here, we'll go ahead and read that one too. They do. Here's a video. And let me get that audio on so you all can hear that. Let me just play that one again.
What is that based off of?
That's the Wilhelm scream.
Based off of. Great, but what game is that from?
That's not from a game. My first time ever hearing the Wilhelm scream was Star Wars Episode 4.
Oh right, that's. I'm surprised I got the ability to use that.
Old, and I think it's pretty much copyright free at this point.
Is it really?
Yeah, almost everyone uses it now. I've also heard, I don't know if this one's true or if you can modify it, but I've also heard, and I'm gonna have to grab it. This is unbelievable unless you just hear it for yourself. It's even older than that. I figured it was older than that.
Jeez, there's so many foil cards in this set.
I'm going to pull up a video from... Here we go. From Revella, which was 4 days ago.
Can you, not though?
Huh?
Can it not though?
Can it not? Do you know what it's singing?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't. Oh, never mind, I know what it's saying.
That's Still Alive from Portal. It can do that. That's cool. The shit people find, this is great. I love it. Now, I don't know if you have to make it yourself or if it's in the file somewhere, if you plug the Steam controller into the computer and it's just there. But the fact they can even do that at all is really cool.
Kind of cool. Right.
My fucking ears. I know that it can be a little much, but still very cool. So there's another sound effect. I know there is. Hold on. What sound effects Steam controller can make? It's making my head ring in the worst way. Jesus Christ. Yeah. The songs are a bit much. This is something I wanted to bring up, and I think it's really relevant considering it's coming out fairly soon. Why did you go to that one? You go over here. If Shovel Knight is our Mario, Mina would become our Zelda. Sean Velasco from Yacht Club Games on Mina the Hollower. 7 new game modes, Game Plus modes, the price, and much more. Mina the Hollower from Yacht Club Games finally launches on May 29th worldwide for modern systems and PC. Ahead of the launch, I had a chance to chat with Sean, designer and director at Yacht Club Games, about Mina the Hollower's development, difficulty, the price point, potential DLC, working with Yuzo Koshihiro, and Steam Deck support. RPG site, tell us a bit more about yourself and what you do at Yacht Club Games. I'm Sean Velasco, a designer and director at Yacht Club Games. Before Yacht Club, I worked at WayForward on a bunch of different games. I love action games, side scrolls, and Mega Man. At Yacht Club, I directed Shovel Knight, and now I'm directing Mina the Hollower.
That's right, he did do that.
RPG site, I love Shovel Knight. I think it's one of the few indie games I've bought 8 times across platforms and formats. I always thought it was great, and it is quite a bit bigger and better now compared to launch. What learnings from development of Shovel Knight did you take into Mina? Sean says, first off, thank you for supporting us at Yacht Club Games. Our mission is to fuse retro with modern sensibilities to synthesize something new. With Shovel Knight, we increasingly set a high bar and tried to make every part of the game feel considered. Mina is a totally different kind of game, but we brought that same ethos and standard to the development process. RPG Site stated, do you plan on supporting Mina the same way with spin-offs and minigames like Shovel Knight? Sean replies saying Mina is intended as a finished game, but also as an evergreen world. It would be fun to revisit in the future, maybe after a long vacation. You certainly haven't seen the last of Mina, if it sells, lol. RPG Site, Mina the Hollower originally started out as a side project that became this huge undertaking for the team. What led to working on this instead of doing a full Shovel Knight sequel? Sean replies, Mina didn't really start as a side project. We were planning to do 2 projects at once, and after making a bunch of Shovel Knight games, we wanted to create something different. If Shovel Knight is our Mario, Mina would become our Zelda. Basically, Mina let us craft a new kind of action-adventure and stretch our capabilities while still doing what we like. RPG Site says, did you originally intend for Mina to be as long as it turned out? Sean, no, we didn't intend for development to be as long as it was, and we didn't totally know the game would become this big. But once the full scope was laid out, it became clear that this was a giant game. It might take you 30 hours to see everything there is to see. Damn. RPG Site, you recently announced the $20 price tag for Mina. While this is higher than Shovel Knight's launch price, every Shovel Knight fan I know thinks the price is too low. How did you arrive at this price point? Sean, we priced it to sell. We want to move a lot of copies. We considered that we could probably sell it for more, but we thought that people are feeling squeezed financially right now, and there are also a billion other great games out there, so we've wanted Mina to feel like an instant purchase.
I mean, that definitely will make it an instant purchase.
Yeah. I definitely want to pick it up. Mina the Hollower, to me, looks like a really fun game.
Yeah.
RPG Site, how did you approach balancing the difficulty of Mina and accessibility? Sean, Mina is a truly challenging game, and we expect a lot out of the player, but we play tested it a ton to make sure it felt tough, but fair. We also added many gameplay modifiers and features that can make the game easier, so players can customize it to their liking. There are a lot of modifiers that are just for fun too. RPG Site, I love the aesthetic, and based on the demo, it seems like Mina is properly following the Game Boy Color palette, barring being widescreen. Are there plans to add more palettes through unlocks or DLC? Sean, you'll have to play the game to find out, but the answer is yes. Speaking of DLC, what should we expect for DLC, barring a soundtrack? Sean replies, we'll be focused on supporting the game, fixing bugs, improving things after launch. We do have a couple of features in the pipeline that we plan to add, but I wouldn't call it a big DLC plan. How was it working with Jake Kaufman on the soundtrack? Working with Jake is always amazing. He understands the whole game, not just the music. He writes a lot of the game's script, too. He imbues so much life into the game, and I just feel grateful to collaborate. Honestly, that actually is very smart. Having one of your major composers actually write some of the script for your game allows that composer to have like a vibe they want to go for with like the music. Because instead of just reading a script, they're like, okay, I can envision what I want off that script. But if the director or the composer actually participates with adding to the story, they can put their own flair into that, and then that own flair might shape the music they end up creating. It's actually very interesting. Did you always want a feature song from Yuzo Koshiro as well? Yuzo Koshiro was a surprise and a huge honor. I've loved his work for a long time. Streets of Rage, Dragon Slayer, and too many others to count. His work makes Mina feel even more connected to that history. What should we expect for a New Game Plus and the post-game in Mina? Mina has a pretty intensive post-game, including 7 New Game Plus modes. They don't just make the game harder. Items get shuffled, the world can be mirrored, enemy difficulty changes, and other parts get remixed too. I have hundreds of hours playing Mina, and it's still fun for me. which is a good sign, I think. I recalled the platform reveals from Mina being very interesting, with how you basically appeared at every major platform holder event. We really hustled for that. We tried to have high quality reveals, beats, and trailers to show to our partners, and we were lucky to have Mina placed in some really big events. Marketing is one of the most important parts of releasing a game, so we make sure to focus on it. What challenges did you run into with the Switch 1 version, if anything? Switch 1 was the most difficult version because it's the least powerful platform we're supporting. God, I'm hearing that today after how the Switch just was like modern.
Yeah.
Like not even a decade ago. But in the end, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
It makes you feel old, doesn't it?
Kind of.
I'm old enough to have made games on the Nintendo DS, which was much more restrictive. Mina is doing more than it looks like, though. Pixel art doesn't mean automatic free performance. No, it really doesn't. Actually, Are you adding any Sorry. I had ice in my mouth. Are you adding any controller-specific features like adaptive triggers and haptic feedback on PS5 or HD Rumble 2 on Switch 2? Mina currently doesn't support Rumble, though we may add that in an update. There is a mouse support on Switch 2, and we support the PlayStation Light Bar, which is actually really cool in-game. We always like to support platform-specific features, make more weird ones, platforms. Weird platform features are actually pretty interesting. I think that's where Nintendo has really excelled. Did the team do any added work for Steam Deck to support 16:10? No, the game runs in regular 16:9 mode. It still feels great on Steam Deck, but the rooms and screens were built around that 16:9 framing, so it was important to maintain that. I remember playing Shovel Knight before I had actually finished a Mega Man game. With Mina, I've played the games and franchises that influence it like Castlevania and Zelda, but I enjoyed the demo a lot. How do you balance paying homage or being influenced by games and adding the signature Yacht Club Games flair? We try not to copy things we love. We take an idea, add something, twist it, or make it feel like our version. A lot of the fun is recognition and then subversion. We also like backporting modern design ideas into older rule sets and refining older ideas that never felt fleshed out. You've been in the industry for a long time now across working on multiple console generations and both original IPs and licensed games. What are your thoughts on the state of indie games right now? It seems crazy. Indie games are really popular, but so many come out that very few really hit. Then one game sells millions and it feels random, like hitting the lottery. My guess is that games will keep getting more stratified. Cheaper ways to play on one end, and more upgrades, cosmetics, subscriptions, or premium versions on the other for those who can afford them. Did you consider launching Mina in early access at any point, and will you do a Kickstarter for your next project as well? We didn't really consider early access in a major way. We had a demo and a small friends and family beta. But Mina felt like something that should arrive as a complete adventure. As for Kickstarter, maybe. We'd like the community it creates, and it's also a lot of work. We recently seen the likes of Konami and Sega work with indie developers who made games influenced by their legendary works to work on new entries and spin-offs. Can you say if you've been approached, would you be interested in doing something like that? We have been approached before, yes. In general, it's not something we're chasing because we really like owning what we make, but never say never. What games did you enjoy playing in 2025 and this year so far? I've been obsessed with fighting games lately, so Street Fighter 6 and Guilty Gear Strive is also May, so I've been playing Mega Man. I've been using BizHawk to play Mega Man Shuffler, where getting hit switches you to another Mega Man game. There's like 30 Mega Man games in there. It's so fun. And finally, this one is very... We don't even have to do this one, but let's finish it off. How do you like your coffee? Go into as much detail as possible if it is doable. Huh?
Why?
I like as many folks from YCG to respond to this. No worries if it isn't doable by everyone and can only be answered by Sean. Large iced coffee with a dash of heavy cream, please. No sugar. Simple. So, Mina the Hollower comes out in just a few days. Is this something you are interested in playing?
What it's a top down, kind of like Link to the Past, right?
Yes. In fact, if you look at it, it's very much based seemingly on Link's Awakening.
I'm not saying I wouldn't play it. I just don't have room for it right now.
That's fair. I know.
I spent part of my day today just playing Subnautica just to try it out.
That's fair.
Realizing that it's just like, oh, if I don't play it right now, I probably won't get the opportunity to play it some other time because the people that I was going to play it with already played it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I might as well just try it to see how it is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well.
So I don't know. I think the problem is I'm technically working 2 jobs now. And that's not a complaint. That's just the reality of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of that, I think I am really just going to focus on, if I can play a video game, I will.
Right.
The next video game I'm going to play is going to be against my will, but I was paid to do it, so I will. Oh, excuse me. And so because of that, and so, yeah. I think I'll probably play it eventually, but like, man, I don't know. It's really weird. Maybe other people can like, I think other people can probably like catch on to other people can understand that like, when you're an adult, you have to prioritize certain things. I kind of figured when I went to drama that video games were going to be less unless I could parlay playing a video game with streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really doing that, which is fine with me. I think people like it more when I don't play video games on stream. And so it doesn't mind. So long way of just saying, I'm sure I probably will eventually.
Just not immediately.
No.
That's fair.
But I'm not, again, that's not me complaining. I'm very happy where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thing I noticed.
Fair. I will probably play it. I'm debating picking it up at launch. I might. It is a game I'm very interested in playing because I do love the art style. I love what they're going for here. And it might scratch that Zelda itch without giving Nintendo money.
You could always do that by just porting the old Zelda games.
I mean, yeah. But I also know, for those who don't know, chat, in a couple of days, actually on Wednesday, Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core also launches. So, May's a big, May's a fairly big indie month.
Yeah, we already had a pretty big indie that came out. See all those good songs that it got on it?
Not that one. We ignore that one.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, Subnautica 2, Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core, and now we're getting Mina the Hollower at the end of the month. Some pretty good games.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Mouse Castlevania in an SNES Zelda. Yeah, it does. And that's a pretty good thing. I'm very interested in Mina the Hollower. Speaking of mixtape song licenses were paid in perpetuity, so don't expect licensing issues to lead to a delisting.
To give you some context, music licenses typically don't last forever, and a perpetual music license is typically over $100,000 to $500,000.
Yeah.
Per song. They have over 20 songs in this game that they paid for perpetual licenses for.
Yep. So,
just just to give you guys some numbers, that's millions. At the low end, you're looking at a couple $1 million. At the high end, that's millions upon millions of dollars wasted. Wasted by the 5th richest man in the world just to have this video game made. All for what is my personal question.
Yeah. So, last week, Annapurna Interactive, an award-winning Australian studio Beethoven and Dinosaur released Mixtape, the narrative-driven adventure game set to the soundtrack of a generation.
You know what? You could have lied to me and said that you could have told me that was a lie, but I would have believed you.
What, award-winning game?
Yeah, award-winning.
Well, no, the studio is award-winning.
I know. I'm just saying you could have lied to me and said that wasn't true, and I would have believed you.
Fair. Mixtape follows 3 high school friends on their last night of adventure, set to the soundtrack of a generation. En route to their final party together, a perfectly curated playlist draws the trio into dreamlike reenactments of their formative memories. Like kissing, with lots of tongue.
It happened so early, I literally wanted to throw
up. Experience a variety of narrative vignettes, exploring the pivotal moments that shaped them. It's the greatest hits of the teenage wasteland, from the first kiss to the last dance.
There is no last dance. That's the thing that makes it kind of funny.
The curated set list mentioned above is a who's who of big name bands, featuring songs from the Smashing Pumpkins, Devo, The Cure, Portishead, Silverchair, the list goes on and on. Those who play a lot of games with licensed music probably all had the same thought, and it was that this game is going to get its songs yanked or removed from sale altogether due to licensing issues at some point. Thankfully, that's not the case. No, it shouldn't be thankfully. In a chat with Kotaku, Mixtape creative director Johnny Galvatron. I'm sorry. That can't be his name. That can't be his name. No way. His last name is Galvatron.
You said he's Australian?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Spoke about the licensed music in the game, and he assuaged fans or fears about the tunes causing any trouble down the road. According to Galvatron.
We got our news from Galvatron Prime.
Sorry, that's the funniest thing in this whole article.
Galvatron Prime has updated us on our mission objective.
All the licenses for the game and songs and mixtape have been paid in perpetuity, so that should make the game immune to takedowns, and the same goes for the songs. In other words, as long as you have a platform that Mixtape was released on, you should be able to purchase it years, if not decades after launch. Oh, good.
Boy.
Oh, good. He's a transformer. Not only is a transformer, he's the Herald of Unicron. The Eater of Worlds. Oh, that's irony. Welcome, Magma. Oh, Magma, did you end? How was the stream? Did you make it to Titan? Chat, for those who don't know, for those who play Final Fantasy XIV, Magma was doing the Company of Heroes story bit today. Easily the best part of Final Fantasy XIV. Only a Decepticon could create a terrible thing. I know, right? If I didn't do the job quest for Dragoon, I would have. Fair. Johnny Galvatron is a stage name. He leads the Australian band, the Galvatrons. Oh, okay. Good. I'm glad his actual name is not Galvatron.
I believe that.
Sorry for the distraction. Oh, no, you're fine, Magma. We were wrapping up on the mixtape thing because Oh my god. I
I'm just excited that everybody's gonna be there with me on Wednesday,
won't
so
be.
that they can watch me play it. How dare you? Why won't you?
I have other obligations, thank you.
More important than me?
Yes. You'll love this one. Intel's Core i9-14900KF has set a new all-time CPU frequency world record at 9.206 gigahertz. The record was achieved by Chinese extreme overclocker Twix and validated by HWBot. The run used liquid helium cooling on an Asus ROG Maximus Z790 Apex motherboard, with only the performance cores active during the single-core validation in CPU-Z. This breaks the previous record of approximately 9.13 gigahertz on the same processor family and marks the first time any CPU has officially crossed the 9.2 gigahertz mark. For context, the chip's stock maximum turbo frequency is around 6 gigahertz.
So they just got a world record, basically.
Yeah. Pretty much. This hurts my brain. Do the shot collar again, please. Maybe shot collar Wednesday night. Big maybe. So, yeah. That's a thing. So you know how we mentioned Kickstarter?
Yeah, Kickstarter's getting rid of not safe for work.
Yeah, so Kickstarter's banning not safe for work content. What's supported? Romance, spicy literature, including comics, artistic or documentary nudity in non-sexualized contexts, kissing, cuddling, and sensual but non-explicit imagery, swimwear and underwear imagery in non-sexual contexts, non-insertable sexual wellness products not marketed for sexual gratification, and educational or wellness-focused intimacy content. What is not allowed is pornographic or explicitly sexual content, projects created specifically for sexual gratification, sexual services or hookup platforms, violent, exploitative, or illegal sexual content, insertable sexual products, any content involving minors or non-consensual acts. So, now, admittedly, to be fair, and I'm going to say, like, I don't quite mind this, but only because I've never actually seen what's in the not allowed section actually on Kickstarter before. So I don't actually know if those were there.
I am obviously against censorship of any kind.
I am too. I
wanted to put that out there because Chad is going to say that you're against censorship.
Yeah, no,
you're for censorship because you just said that.
100% against censorship. But I'm also, like, was that content even there? If it was
yes,
there,
I'm pretty sure it was.
and they took it down, then that's a problem. Gonna guess payment process as usual? Probably. Very likely. Yes. Of course, they're not just gonna flat out admit it, but very likely, yes. Where is... Oh, okay. Let's do this. We're gonna wrap up because we got a little bit
already.
No, not yet. We're not wrapping up yet. But we haven't talked about Gameaverse yet.
Oh.
And I figure we should talk about Gameaverse.
Like I said earlier, I'm not planning on touching it.
That's fair.
Mizu's gonna have to drag me into it.
So, Gameaverse creator Ross O'Donovan, or as people know him better, Rubber Ross, has shared a special thank you message. Stating, "It doesn't feel real, but we're finally here. Gameaverse is a long-time passion project of mine, and I'm excited to finally get to share it with you all. Thank you to Glitch for supporting me and bringing my vision to life, my amazing crew of artists, animators, and storyboarders, and our partner studios who assisted us throughout this production. I'm very proud of what we've created, and I hope you like it enough that we get to make many more like it. This project was rejected for over a decade by all the major studios, but I refuse to quit. I hope that could be a testament to creative perseverance and truly believing in something you're passionate about. To all of the artists out there who have something they care about, fight on, don't quit, you've got this. Thank you for everything, you've really helped me out. I'd like to point out as well that this little like art thing that Rubber Ross is going on here is it's a mock-up. No, not a mock-up, but it's definitely like taken from inspiration from Akira Toriyama.
Yes, it is.
So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Toriyama did that for several years, many years. So I don't quite blame him for this. Like that's cute.
Ross really doesn't need some of the people he chooses to hang out with. Yeah, he hangs out with them anyway, and I feel like it's an active detriment to him. Like, he needs to get away from Game Grumps, honestly.
He does.
He would be way more likable if he didn't hang out with Game Grumps.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I still have some faith in the show, and I think this next part of this topic kind of gives me hope for what this could become. The Gameverse pilot was dedicated to late Ruby creator and animator Monty Oum, a close friend of Rubber Ross. Ross says Monty inspired him to create the series a decade ago, and after his passing, he promised to one day see it through. You know what?
I mean, that just means that he had a special place in his heart for Monty, which is nice, you know. I think everybody here loves Monty. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Again, my big problem with Ross is just who he chooses to keep his company and who he chooses to defend. Still gonna call the day when a certain screaming former N-word enjoyer will become trans because he just can't take it anymore.
Shall we talk about him now?
Gosh, really don't want to.
From Aaron Hansen himself. Lots of discourse over pilot versus episode 1, and this post below is correct. So the post below stated this might be the only opportunity we have to convince you or our show, because our show is worth your time, so we're really going to sell it to you. In episode 1, we are making this with the mentality that more episodes are guaranteed, so we don't got to convince you that hard with the first outing. So, to continue what Aaron said, I think the key factor that maybe isn't being considered is that Glitch isn't a traditional studio. We've had examples already of how they operate, and the MO is clear. The pilot...
Can I just say, by the way, the fact that he's choosing to reply to this just shows me how stupid he is. Because he doesn't need to reply to this. This person is... I mean, like, it's good constructive criticism to say. And by the way, the person is 110% right, in my personal opinion. That's exactly how shows are supposed to be made. You're supposed to convince somebody in the pilot, and then if it's liked enough, then you get the season 1. And I think Aaron is going to overcompensate with his response here. But he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to say a damn fucking thing. He's already got something successful, so he doesn't need to justify the existence of the show. Mm-hmm. But he's got such an ego that he's going to do it anyway.
Right.
All right, continue.
We've had examples already of how they operate, and the MO is clear. The pilot becomes episode 1 if the show gets picked up.
Yeah, see, like, he's like, guys, you don't understand. It is episode 1. We are going to have more. And just like, I don't doubt that you're not going to have more. The thing has got 8 million views. I'm guessing that the first episode is probably going to cap out between maybe 15 and 20 million views. But it's just like, Aaron, he's overcompensating by saying, no. It's already good enough to just be in episode 1. And it's just like, man, you don't need to do this. Just shut up and let it sit on the laurels of the fact that it's a good show. Otherwise, you're gonna make me think that there's something wrong with it, and I'm gonna want to dig in there and figure out why you're trying to oversell it to me like some sort of snake oil salesman, which he is. Him and his girlfriend both are snake oil salesmen. So it's just like, shut up, stupid person, shut up. Anyway, continue.
We wrote the pilot of Gameverse accordingly, introducing characters, concepts, rules, themes, and wrapping things up as if it's a pilot, but also positioning it in canon as if it's episode 1. because if we do get more episodes, I think it'd be confusing for the audience to reboot the show with a proper episode 1. Also,
they don't even know if they've gotten episode 1. That's crazy.
Also consider, if we get more episodes or not, this is the only episode people are going to see for quite some time, if ever. So it should feel wrapped up in a bow, like a pilot. So everyone is right about what the difference between a pilot and a first episode are. We simply produce something that acts as both, and I think that's pretty cool. It's another neat aspect of producing a show outside of the traditional entertainment system.
Again, he's just overcompensating.
He is.
Hence his name, Ego Raptor. Yeah. I know it's like in his name and all that kind of shit. I'm like, shut up. Shut up, idiots. Shut up. You're going to make it worse for yourself. Everybody agrees with you. Now shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Everybody knows this is how pilots fucking work. You don't need to over-explain it to the point where people are like wondering why like you're doing it.
Mm.
I'm sorry, Chad. I do. If people ask, yes, I have a hate boner for Aaron Hansen for Game Grumps, just because I think that they're dumb. They're also ladder climbing people. There's just like, oh, we're gonna be edgy, but you're not allowed to be edgy. And we're gonna turn off the edgy when it's time to do so.
Right.
So I don't like him. I don't like him. Period.
So he went on to say, "Thank you for watching Gameoverse. I hope you liked it. I hope you loved it. I had the honor and privilege of writing the script for the pilot, as well as producing the first radio play and directing the amazing voice cast."
I'm sorry, he wrote the episode?
He did.
Okay, I'm definitely not watching. If he's the one who wrote the pilot, I'm definitely not watching it. That's disgusting. Absolutely not.
Speaking of cast, I voiced Flappers, Gobbles, Crabbington, and Earl the Urchin. I still can't believe it's out. Thank you for all the love and support for Ross's wonderful show. Be a JonTron.
To just
don't
like
be an
quote retweet. I'm half tempted to quote retweet it with just like a JonTron meme, and then just saying, "Thank you for telling me a good reason why I should not watch this show."
I mean, here, I'll do you one better. Well, I won't do you one better. I'm just gonna send that to you, and what you do with that is up to you.
You want me to say something to him?
I'm not.
Chat. Temp is really wanting me to say something to him.
I'm not condoning it, but I won't stop you.
See, chat. It used to be Temp tells me not to do things. He's like, I don't know, maybe you should think about that, Akko. That's kind of crazy. And he's just telling me to do this.
I think it'll watch it because of the tribute Ron did. That's fair. Just do it.
I mean, if you want to watch it because of what Ross said about
Monty and
yeah, my brain is like dying right now. If you want to watch it because of Monty, fine. But that show was written by a fucking idiot who doesn't know how to write anything. Man couldn't even convince people that he was like trying to. He could not convince his audience that he was doing an ARG. And when people figured out it was him, he got really pissed off that people like didn't take it so seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time he tried to do something, like he was upset that nobody was jumping in and playing along with him. And it's just like, well, Aaron, it's because you fucking suck, all right? And your Sweetie Squad is full of retards.
Oh yeah.
And if you like him, that is completely fine. I haven't seen anybody say that they do. But like, I legitimately do not like this man, and I think that he is nothing but a pill on society. Like, he has ruined a lot of, like, he has like shaped a lot of what people think about Sonic the Hedgehog, and probably like taken down a lot of like goodwill because of how he chose to act. And so I'm just like, I don't like him. And the content creator that I do like has a family now and doesn't need to make content, and that's beautiful to me. And so I was just like, fuck Aaron Hansen.
No, I agree.
All right,
I agree.
That's enough sorting of that.
Chat, do we want to hear Akko rant for a few minutes? Besides already what we just had, by the way. I figure we'll end on this. Josef Prusa of Prusa Research has raised serious concerns about Bamboo Labs' Bamboo Studio Slicer software. The program, a fork of the open source Prusa Slicer, incorporates a closed source networking plugin that Prusa describes as an unauditable black box, downloaded from a CDN and capable of remote replacement. Prusa says this is dangerous because
Send this article to me, by the way.
Because Chinese laws require companies to help their intelligence agencies and share encryption keys, and slicers handle sensitive 3D design files used in research labs, universities, and defense work. He also claims that Bamboo Labs is breaking the open source license rules by adding this closed part.
Yeah, send me that article.
Already sent.
Probably make a video based on this. So basically what happened, and I need to like read the specifics on my own time, but a guy found an exploit and he decided to point it out to Bamboo Labs. For those that don't know, by the way, I'm saying this after wasting my own money on a Bamboo Lab printer. Don't buy a Bamboo Lab printer. They are trying to close their software or make it to where you can't like do anything with they're being very anti-consumer. They are choosing to make it to where you can't use another slicer, and the slicer is basically the program that takes the 3D object that you've made and then it slices it so that it can print it with the 3D printer. It's kind of is just in the name. And so for the longest time, you could use other slicer programs to sync up with Bamboo Labs, or with the Bamboo Labs printer, so that you could, use your own thing, which, in my personal opinion, is a good idea. You should be allowed to use whatever service or software you want on a machine that you bought. It still technically, I believe, is possible, I think. But by the same token, they're making it harder and harder and harder for you to do that. The guy in the article figured out an exploit. And instead of thanking him for it, they're threatening him with a lawsuit. And so, unless he took it off of his Git repository, basically. In response to this, he reached out to Louis Rossmann, which is one of the best pro-consumer YouTubers out there, has actually helped to change quite a lot of laws, or introduce quite a lot of laws. I see what you mean by you said I was going to rant about this. Fuck you.
You're welcome.
And basically, now the tech world, or at least the people that are choosing to acknowledge it, because I've been told that some people just are not wanting to acknowledge it, because they want to get special treatment from Bamboo Labs still. But like, basically, there are now over 1,000 people who have copied the code from this guy's Git repository, and they're all saying, if you sue him, you got to sue all of us, basically, in order to like get this code purged off of the internet. Which is really funny, because like all Bamboo Labs had to do is just like ask nicely and say, hey, I forgot to mention the other reason why this is a problem. Because some people might say, well, Akka, sounds like if it's their program, they should be allowed to ask you to because it's their copyright. Well, no, actually, it is not, because Bamboo Labs slicing software is not proprietary homegrown material. It is actually a fork of another slicing program, Orca Slicer, or as I believe it might be named after something else. And that in itself is a fork of another open source software. So they cannot make their software proprietary, and they can't close it off to the internet because it was made from software that was already open source, and you can't close loop that. It's like ingrained into the law and into the system. And so they're trying to find loopholes, such as saying that like the way that the guy is doing this is like harming their proprietary software. And it's just bullshit, in my personal opinion. It's nothing but bullshit. And so this guy is trying to basically challenge them, and a lot of people are rallying behind him. This was going to be a video that I wanted to make today, and it just didn't happen. But like, I legitimately think that like what they are doing is really anti-consumer. It really is unfortunate because I did buy my printer literally this year. Excuse me. And to be honest with you, if I was still in the return window for mine, I probably would have returned it because I don't trust. I don't trust them. I'm just going to be real with you. I can't trust a company to not fuck up like this when they do something this incredibly dumb. It is incredibly dumb for them to try and fight the internet and say, "Oh, we have the perpetual rights to do this, and you can't like copy this, this, and this." And it's just like, I'm sorry, that's not how this works. You can't do that. I'm sorry. And so, it's basically become a Streisand effect where they tried to silence a guy, and now a good chunk of the internet, including Gamers Nexus, including so many other individuals, now know. And they're basically saying, well, if you fuck with one of us, you're going to fuck with all of us. What's the exploit? Basically, the exploit is using one of these slicing softwares. You're still able to connect to Bamboo Labs' software, and they don't like that, which, you know, that's completely fair. And to his credit, the guy that, like, they're going after tried at first to say, hey, this is an exploit in your system, and they're going after him because he showed it off and he's got the code for it. You didn't stop me at any point, by the way, so that's why I kept going.
No, you're fine. See, here's the thing. I don't have a 3D printer. I've never really dived that well into 3D printers. You have. So I'm letting you just enjoy this.
Yeah. So it is kind of ironic and funny because it's just like, oh my gosh, my 3D printer is under attack. Because it kind of is. It kind of is under attack. It's under attack by the fucking company that made it. Which is sad because the Bamboo Labs people, they are among the first of their kind to have made 3D printing software like this.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're going this route, they are very quickly going to kill themselves in Minecraft, obviously. They're very quickly just going to ruin their reputation because why would I want to use Bamboo Labs if they're restricting my ability to print what I want because they want to close it on some sort of closed ecosystem. It's just like, you know, if they were chill about it, that would be fine. But they're basically making it to they're basically like ruining it for everybody, and it's just like nobody's gonna want to play ball with you if you do that. So my 3D literally chat. The video I want to make is called my 3D printer is under attack. That was the idea. I'm still probably gonna do it. It's just my priorities right now today were some sleep and making the polygamous VTuber video, which is coming out tomorrow, chat, by the way. You should definitely prepare to watch that. It's going to be a good one. I actually really like the way I made the video. Sorry, I'm like gonna. Oh, I don't want to overly advertise my video, but
no, do it.
I'm really excited for the like. I put a lot of work into it, and I'm really excited for it to come out like legitimately. Oh my gosh, I fucking hate Wizards of the Coast right now. Holy shit. That's a different thing to rant about, but yeah, I'm really excited about it. Aren't there other programs that people use? Yes, but but what Bamboo Labs is doing is they're trying to make it basically so you can't use those other programs. I need to start looking into them myself because I don't want to stay on Bamboo Labs' proprietary software if this is how they're going to act. The problem is that I don't know how I would fix that, and I can't really ask Temp to help me out with that because Temp doesn't do that kind of shit.
No, I don't.
It's also like a really dumb thing that Bamboo Labs doesn't add a cable that you can hook up to your computer. You have to connect it via the internet. So if you wanted it to be like an offline software thing, you have to use the SD card in order to transfer things every single time you want to do something. And let me tell you, if I do that, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Because I shouldn't have to use a USB, or not USB, a SD card to transfer files from my computer to my 3D printer when it is 2026. I should be able to hook up a computer cord to my machine, have it connect to my computer, and then just have me tell it what I want it to do. And the fact that they are restricting it in this way makes me hate them even more.
No, yeah.
I'm hardware, Temp is software, and not really.
I mean, okay. The hardware Akko's getting into is not my field. So like servers,
so
NAS's, 3D printers. I'd like to one day, but not right now.
His dad's field.
Yeah.
I'm like taking the other part of your dad.
Yeah, you are. Like, I could build a computer. I could work on hardware in a computer. Absolutely.
He just doesn't build them.
I mean, I could.
Temp legitimately wanted to get a pre-build for a while because
Well, no,
he didn't want to build a computer.
this was a pre-built.
I know, I'm just saying. Temp doesn't want to build his own computer.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my point with getting a pre-built. If anything is wrong in that computer, if I buy a pre-built, that's under warranty from the company I bought it from.
Okay, but all of the parts are under warranty from Amazon if you buy them from Amazon.
Right. But if I break it,
you can say it came broken when you tried to install it.
Chat Akko's telling me to lie.
Dude, people, do you know how often I return shit from Amazon? When I used to work for Amazon that was broken and I knew it was broken, but the return policy is just return it anyway.
No, I know. Besides, at this point, the only thing still in my computer that started as a pre-built that is from the pre-built is the motherboard and CPU. Everything else
manufacturing warranty. Yeah, manufacturers have warranties as well that you don't want to forget about.
Yeah.
Take advantage of them as well.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is don't be a pussy and build your own computer.
No, I've already built my own computer at this point, and I still need to replace the motherboard and CPU. Yeah. And I have some parts for a streaming PC that I'm also going to build. That was going to happen this year, but again, with the model coming, I need to prioritize that. So,
yeah,
we're working on that instead of the computer thing.
There we go. I'm not doing any more sorting tonight, even though I should.
Chat, that's what we're gonna call Dogwave.
Really?
Yeah, it's been 3 hours.
Fair enough.
So what will you be doing next week?
Pain.
Pain? Why pain?
Yes, pain. Because I'm gonna be playing. Oh,
mixtape.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing mixtape with the shot collar on.
Fair. Is that it for next week?
I mean, I have a video coming out tomorrow. I might have another video coming out this week. We'll see. But, and of course I have my normal stuff, but outside of that...
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's about it. Also, I forgot that, Magic the Gathering did a 40k crossover. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, MTG's done a lot of things with crossovers now.
And I hate all of it.
Indeed.
I hate every crossover that they've ever done.
Well,
even though Warhammer is a cool thing,
the Final Fantasy one makes the most sense. Maybe Lord of the Rings, but that's about it.
Oh, they did Commander decks. Oh, that's what they did. Okay.
As far as me, chat, Wednesday we are back to I almost said Final Fantasy 14, Monster Hunter Rise. I will debate the shot caller for Wednesday. I do need to be doing more shot caller streams to help fund the model, so we'll consider doing that. And then Friday is even more Final Fantasy 14 because I'm having a blast with 14 again. And also getting through MSQ on a new character is really fun. Saturday, me and Magma, and I might try to drag a couple more people, we'll see, are starting Subnautica 2. So that's going to be fantastic. It'll be our first experience with that in with Subnautica 2. And then, of course, Sunday is Dogwave. As a final reminder for the evening chat, if you enjoy the content I produce, I would appreciate it if you have to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, join the Discord, as it is the best place to know when I go live. You get access to all the rare dogs. We know you all love the rare dogs. Rare dogs are fantastic. And if you want access to the dog emotes, I recommend becoming a member of the channel. Memberships are only $1. And with that $1, you do get access to members-only live streams, videos, and emotes. Otherwise, chat, where am I going to send you all? Let me see who's live. You know what? That tells me who's live. I'm going to send you over to Mizu. More dog emotes are coming. Let's go, Victus. And then on Twitch... You know what, chat? Wolfie's been gone. I'm going to send you all over to Wolfie. Wolfie definitely could use the love. So go hang out with Wolfie over on Twitch. Sorry, they are playing Batman Arkham Origins. Otherwise, chat, I will see you all on Wednesday for Monster Hunter Rise with Magma and probably Floofy. You all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all then. Have a good one, chat.